Well, the sun is shining in beautiful Maui, also salty shores. We're not there, but we still are here. Day 2 of the Maui Esports Invitational delivered by GoPuff, coming at you now. Hi, hello, welcome, how you doing? I'm Tom Battinger, I go by F-Dot on the internet, and today I'm excited to bring you day number 2, as I said, of our Maui Esports Invitational. Alongside me, the same 2 fantastic analysts from day number 1, Daz and Stacks. Dazarin, day number 1 in the books. How you feeling?
You know, I'm feeling good. I think day number 1 kind of went as expected so far, but once we got things kind of shaken and underway, I think everything just kind of came into fold and we saw how teams are doing. So now we're going to get set here for day number 2. There's a lot of competition here that's brewing, and we may even end up seeing some upsets along the way.
Yeah, I think, we got a little bit of a taste of how some of the smaller schools, the lower end teams kind of, and honestly, the competition was there and exciting. So we got a chance to see some of it yesterday. Stacks, I know you were right there. You were casting with Dazarin. How were your feelings yesterday for day 1?
Well, yesterday went about as well as we would have expected for the teams that were expected to win. They weren't really tested all that much. I think Missouri's going to get tested today, and our semifinals are going to be explosive.
There you go. Stacks kind of alluding to what's on the plate for today. Semifinals, we got to finish up quarterfinals. But let's take a page back and see how we walked into our situation here. We started off with a whole bunch of teams. 6, 12, 18 squads kind of lined up. And then we added in Northwood from the East Coast and LSU from the West Coast. If you know Rocket League, you know these teams. We put them in pools, we had them all fight, and then we shook them all up, and we were left with just about 8. Pool number 3, Mizzou versus IWU. IWU had some issues, and so instead, hello to Boise State. They'll be taking the field here tonight versus Mizzou. And of course, Northwood did Northwood things against Alabama. Illinois took down Indiana. LSU versus Utah went in the direction of LSU. Mizzou versus Boise is how we're going to start. Let's meet our teams.
And we start off with the Titans here, Northwood and Missouri. Definitely keeping an eye on those squads. LSU as well. A shaky day 1, but they're going to try to bounce back. And Illinois UC, seeing if they can take on Northwood.
Boise State, 3-time Mountain West Conference Rocket League champions. They're still alive, but Indiana, Utah, and Alabama are not. They were in the top 8, but they were knocked out on day 1.
Ton of teams here all battling in that. Let's be real, guys. We know the college scene. It's all about pride, bragging rights, but there is more stuff on the line. The players that go ahead and win are going to earn money for their school in the way of scholarships. You got to love to see that sort of infrastructure be built up. It's not the same world as we look at collegiate traditional sports, esports. We're here and we're here to stay, but we got to sort of build up everything up there as far as that's concerned. Players get to take home some good gear as well. Asus and Hyperx coming through in the clutch. Players coming through in the clutch as well. High scoring games this weekend. We put a stretch goal, let's say, of 60 goals to score before GoPuff would give us a present. And we're at 58 out of 60, boys. It's been one day. We still have 2 days, tonight and then the grand finals on Sunday. So it's going to be insane. But I'm just sort of passing by. Let's dive deep into that schedule real quick. Day number 1 was yesterday. We saw Northwood, Illinois, and LSU just do their things. Today, we're going to finish off our quarters. Missouri versus Boise State, and then we'll eat the semis. Northwood versus Illinois, that's locked in, but LSU has yet to find an opponent. And then, of course, Sunday, ESPN2, our grand finals. But today, we're starting with Mizzou and Boise State. These are strong teams here. Stacks, talk to me about Missouri.
Yeah, the Missouri Tigers, Nitrovity, Crims, and the veteran Choxic, CRL Western Conference champions. They're riding a wave of momentum into the weekend here. And what's truly scary, they've got 2 freshmen on the squad, and they are an absolute force of nature.
Boise State is going to be the team that they play. Definitely going to keep an eye out for this squad. Not much is known about them, and normally the underdog position goes to Missouri, but Boise State will have that advantage, at least for the opening games here. They have to make a big impact at the start.
big impact here. And, you know, Boise State here, listen, I like how you said that. Normally, Mizzou is usually looked as the underdog, but they came through fantastically. For those who didn't see the Western Conference Championship, they lost in round one and then made their way up the ladder, ultimately winning. And a lot of it, Stacks, was on the back of our man Choxic, the veteran.
Yeah, I talk about the team having two freshmen in Crims and Nitrovity, but it's the junior Choxic who has been around competitively for a long, long time. I always say, if you've got Choxic on the field, you've got a shot against almost anybody. 20 goals on 56 shots. So almost half the time Choxic is taking a shot, he's scoring. That is absolutely terrifying if you're an opposing defense. And he's not a ball hog either. You see the assists. He's willing to play some defense. He is just a well-rounded force that he might be at least a top 5 player in this tournament, if not top 3.
I got to give that. I got to agree there. I think Choxic has been incredible to watch here. Again, the stat line: almost 50% of the shots he takes go in. No Michael Scott. No Michael Scott kind of reference here. Just straight up good stats. Dazzrin and Stacks, I think right in front of us, we have a fantastic matchup. Boise coming making noise here. They got a chance. What can they do with it? Because Missouri, they've already made their statement. They've already made themselves known to everybody else. So it's up to them to not just make noise, but play it on the field as well. They're going to go head to head here in our quarterfinals. Here, kind of watch these guys do it. Dazzrin, last licks before we jump in. How are you feeling? Where is Missouri going to win if they do?
You know, I feel like Missouri wins maybe like in the 5th game of this series right now. I think Boise will have a good start here, but Missouri are going to end up reading the pitch today. But we'll figure that out very soon as game number 1 on your screen.
You know, Dazzard, I got the scoop on this series here. I have an anonymous source that tells me Baynock beat Crims in drop shot yesterday. Should throw it out there. Maybe it's a sign. Or maybe, you know, Mizzou is just going to do Mizzou things as they are on the attack to start things off here. Opening shot, bar down and in, and it's Choxic getting on the board for Mizzou.
Already Mizzou getting on that scoreboard. You talk about Chox, and boy, when he takes the shot, you gotta watch out. First goal scored here by Missouri.
And it could be the first of many from the Tigers. Crims will win this kickoff pretty cleanly, and boy, Cosmo Buster had to ram into him to make sure he couldn't get a clean shot off. Otherwise, it'd be a quick 2-zip.
Already Missouri just starting things off on the right foot here. Pass out from Baynock, and Boise may be able to try to take some control here. But Missouri already setting the tone here with his opener Stacks. The first goal very early on has Boise State on that back end.
You know, we talked a whole lot about the support of collegiate programs. Boise State has a lot of collegiate esports support. And you know, their Rocket League team, they've been competing for a while. They're no stranger to this level of competition. No, they're not in, you know, the primary collegiate Rocket League, but they are still able to compete with CRL teams. It's not like they've never seen this Mizzou squad before, as that shot's blocked away. Follow-up from Nitrovity is going to go in. Baynock could not recover, and Missouri scores the 60th goal of this tournament.
There it is. We got that pretty quickly as Missouri gets on the board here. A couple of goals in the first half of game 1. I may have called it in 5, but this one looks like it could be a lot. It could be 4 here based on how Missouri are playing at the start.
If Missouri plays the way that they played when we saw them on, what was it, Thursday night, or rather Wednesday night, I mean, the only way this would go 5 games is if it was a best of 9. There aren't many teams that are beating this team when they're at their best, but Ace Pocket does get one through here, and Boise State is starting to rally.
Okay, now Boise State kind of grabbing some attention here. A good challenge from Baynock, and you see the lane that opens there for Ace Pocket. Gets there quickly before Missouri can recover and catches the net open. Boise State now bring the deficit down to 1.
Loose ball in front. It's a shot from Cosmo that's blocked away. And Nitrovity's not going to get to this ball, but Crims will after Ace Pocket couldn't direct that towards the net or a teammate. This is popped up, though, for Cosmo Buster. Looking for the double, and it drops down right in front. Ace Pocket will bring another to the center. And that is awkward for the Mizzou defense, but they hold at least for now. But they're getting a battle here out of Boise State. Chucks with a drive. That'll score, and Mizzou's back up by 2.
And Mizzou here with that counterattack. They played a lot of defense, but look at the follow-up from Chucks. Has the ball read all day long. Just shows you why he's such a prolific scorer for Missouri. They're up by 2 as we approach the halfway mark.
This is big for Cosmo right off the kickoff. Got that to the side. Needs to find a way to get the ball central. Ace Pocket going to be out of control of his car for just a moment, and that little hesitation is enough for Crims to go right on by him. Baynock will go up to meet him. And now it's Choxic. His shot gets through after the demolition, and it's 4-1.
Look at that. Missouri continued to light up the scoreboard, and Chox continues to score. I mean, has he missed a shot yet here, Stacks?
Don't think so, and he doesn't often. 3 goals. He's got the hat trick with still plenty of time left. And he's looking for yet another. Up to the backboard by design, and he drops it in with a double.
Oh my goodness. Chox is popping off. And look at the room he gets to. Free touch off the back wall and sinks it in. Missouri are running away with game 1.
4 out of their 5 goals, 24 in the tournament for Choxic. Boy, he has been just a menace for every defense he has come across. Another ball drops right in the middle. Nitrovity on his way back. Chox is just very patiently waiting to get another opportunity to just keep running up the score. Inside 2 minutes left in game 1 as Crims will get by Ace Pocket. There's nobody home at the back. It might clip the post. It doesn't matter. Crims adds yet another.
We're seeing Northwood level dominance here coming out from Missouri, Stacks. Crims will pick this one up, and Missouri are running away with game 1. Boise State just haven't been able to find an answer to all of this offense that Missouri have been able to, produce. They've been a little stuck on their back end. You see clears like this come out from Chox, and it allows Boise State to just, it forces them actually to just play behind. And they're caught off guard a lot. No one's challenging in the air, and that was almost a top corner shot, a good save. But that's where that offense really starts to show for Missouri. The fact that they can get those passes without anyone challenging them or getting in front shows why they're so successful.
That is the mental game, too, for Mizzou. It'd be very easy for them to have their sights set on LSU. That's who the winner of this series plays. What a redirect, though, from Cosmo Buster.
And look at this. Cosmo coming out here, jumps off the sidewall. You see it exactly in top corner placement. Very well done. Where was that? The entire rest of game 1. Missouri had so much pressure, but they leave a slot. And Boise State's able to at least grab a goal.
Yeah, they could have used that about 3 minutes ago, back when this was still a contest. I mean, it's still a great sign to see they get that opportunity and they convert. They just wish it would mean a little bit more. We mentioned LSU getting the winner of this series. LSU beat Mizzou earlier on in the week in Collegiate Rocket League in the Western Conference playoffs, but it was ultimately Mizzou that survived that modified bracket to take the Western Conference championship. Here's Baynock, knocked off the ball by Crims, and Nitrovity. He has one of these goals. He'd like to add a little more to the tally, but instead, he's just going to get an assist because Choxic is going to score again.
Look at that. That one going high, and Chox able to follow through. Yet again, another goal for Chox. 19 seconds left, and this game has been all Missouri. I love the way that they've been able to control things here in the opener.
It's got to be 5 goals from 6 shots from Choxic. Again, you talk about that shooting percentage. It is up in the stratosphere right now. Choxic looking for one more. Nope, that's going to be blocked, and that will finally do it. It's a terrible poker hand, but 7-2 the dub for Mizzou.
Missouri able to come through and get the dub here and in a great fashion.
Fantastic stuff out of Missouri here. 7 above 2. Chalks continues to look pretty strong here for Missouri. They're going to continue looking like it. Every time I look at Chalks, he's putting it in. We'll see if he can continue doing it. Game 2, 3, 4, 5 on the way in just a little bit. We'll be right back. Fantastic stuff here. High scoring goals, 7-2 here for Mizzou. We only needed 2 in total, though, to reach our Go Puff, win big, go big scoring line here at 60. Listen, we put 60 goals up, and in just one day, we're able to hit it. So what does that mean? That means that everybody's going to get a chance to win some extra, to gain some extra bonuses here. $10 off your order from GoPuff if you use the code WINBIG. Not just for new users, but also existing customers get to jump on in here. Again, code WINBIG and get $10 off your order. Shout outs to our friends out from GoPuff, as we win big because everybody scores big here. Stacks, we see high scoring games all the time, but 60 goals, that's a ton of them.
That is a lot of them, and Northwood added 24 of them. So big shout out to the Timberwolves. They helped out a ton. And we kind of knew that it would be a high scoring affair when they were on the field. We didn't expect it to be that much.
I mean, you said that. That's the same thing we said about Missouri as well. Yeah, Chalks is pretty good. He's going to score a lot, especially if he gets the ball. But here he is literally scoring 7. Not all him. Mizzou puts in 7. We're above 60. Winning big, going big. Shouts to Go Puff. We got 60 plus.
The Maui Esports Invitational is brought to you by GoPuff. Order in seconds, delivered in minutes. ASUS. Visit rog.gg/PCDIY for information on PC DIY Day, coming this December. And by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza.
Game 1 open and shut. Here's the Papa John's replay. And we're going to see a whole lot of Chalks. This guy showed up, and we alluded to how strong he was, and he absolutely put up. Nitrovity and the boys came through and also assisted him, adding 2 on top of the 5 goals from Chalks. Again, 5 goals from Chalks. 5 is usually what we see the entire time when it comes down to what a team can score. So Chalks absolutely on fire here. But I do want to mention Boise State real quick, Daz. They scored 2, and they weren't oopsie-daisy goals. Some of them looked legit and kind of fun.
Yeah, it looked like they caught Missouri out on transition a couple of times, and they were able to connect some really solid passes into goals scored here. And I think that going into game 2 of this series, they are going to have to find that a little bit more while also working on the defense, because although they get 2 on the board, dropping 7 goals or allowing Missouri to score 7 goals on you, not really the best show of defensive strength.
Well, we go now into game 2 with Missouri again riding that wave of momentum. They've got a lot going their way. It's a new start, though, for Boise State. And a new beginning could mean they start to find their way offensively. A drive is saved away by Chalks right on the goal line. And now here goes Nitrovity for the Tigers. Crims might as well try to feed the hot hand. Chalks is coming on, but Cosmo got there first. And Boise State weathers the early storm in the first 40 seconds.
They're looking to keep control here. You see Chalks on top of the ball, trying to get in front of him as quickly as possible is going to be what Boise State need to harness here on defense. But like you said, they've stopped the early bleeding. I say that, but that was almost a chance, and Ace Pocket comes up with a big save.
Baynock going to try to outlet to Ace, but he has absolutely no boost. That midfield did not spawn for him, and it's almost sad watching a player jump when you know they have no boost, you know they have almost no chance to get that ball, and they come up oh so short. This is going to bounce away. Nitrovity will throw it off to the corner. Make Baynock burn a lot of boost, so he's got to try and refuel as Crims goes right by one, over another, and through the last, and Crims opens the scoring.
And there you go, Crims taking this one on the hood. Look at the flick from Crims, getting that dodge at the right time to get just enough speed to get past the defender. Missouri kicked this one off with the goal.
It took a little longer this time for the Tigers to get on the board. Now Baynock looking for a quick answer. It's on along the goal line and somehow stays out. And they're going to score on the other side. A heartbreaking 2-goal swing.
Yeah, this one has to hurt. And Ace Pocket kind of hesitates as the ball is carried over him. Crims will score again. And although Boise State were so close to an equalizer, they're now down by 2 from a Missouri squad that does not hesitate.
How does that stay out? That is unbelievable. And Boise State's just got to be wondering, well, if we couldn't score there, how? What else do we have to do to get one by Mizzou? They got a couple in game 1, but it was kind of too late. This will go to the corner, and well, Nitrovity and Crims were both there. Now Chalks in the middle. Best believe that Boise State's going to have their eyes on Chalks now the rest of this series, and that's going to enable players like Crims and Nitrovity to start to take over as well.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from Boise. They have some decent ideas wanting to pass the ball out, but they had to connect on those plays. It was a miss, and they ended up getting it cleared out back to their own end. You can see Ace Pocket with a similar idea, but not enough boost. And they have to be careful, because if Missouri starts to figure that out, it's going to make Boise look predictable, and it could lead to a counterattack that they are not expecting.
Yeah, Ace has gone for plays a few times with not much in the tank. Chalk's now trying to set up Crims. This could angle downward, and looks like Crims had the read, but Baynock had a good clear. Ace Pocket. Oh, he's trying to read that off Nitrovity. Crims will let this go by. He'll go to net. It is Ace Pockets with the shot that's blocked away, rather Cosmo. This is Ace Pocket, but he's beaten by Crims. And Nitrovity just trying to slow play his way out of the zone. And you can see every time right there along the bottom, Boise State burning all of their boost, just trying to keep up. And then when they get stocked up, Mizzou's bring the ball right back at him and taking advantage.
Oh yeah, and then look at the space that they have in front of Boise's box. Getting someone in front of those touches is very important, because Mizzou is using a lot of resources on offense, and all it takes is one strong clear, and Boise can move downfield easily. That being said, the defense here has been really well done for Boise, as we have a minute 12 left in game 2, and it's only a 2-goal game compared to the 7 from game 1.
What will this final minute hold for Boise State? Nitrovity all the way to the corner. Couldn't keep control. That bounces off of Chalks. It's kind of a fortunate bounce for Boise, but they could not break out of the zone. Ace Pocket just camping out on the goal line. Still 45 seconds, still only a 2-goal game, but Boise State not showing any signs of being able to get downfield out of their own zone and pressure the Missouri defense. Chalksic plays another through. That's finally well read. Nitrovity need to play that perfectly, and just about did. It did not give up a quality opportunity to Boise State. Time is going to run out on the Broncos, it seems, and Missouri is looking to be in the driver's seat here as these final seconds will tick away.
Missouri with a lot of good offense, and although they weren't able to run up the scoreline from like what we saw in game one, I think a win is a win for them at the end of the day. They'll get one more goal from Crims as Missouri are going to come out here with this game 2 victory, 3-0. Boise State had so much better defense in this game, but they failed to produce on the offensive end.
After all the talk about Chalks and how this team might be called Chalks and Friends, it's a hat trick for Crims as Mizzou goes up 2-0 in the series.
You love to see it, boys. Not just one man doing the work, but his teammates stepping up as well. I always talk about how important it is to be a whole united squad. Missouri setting the pace, 2-0. We'll be right back after this.
At 2 p.m., at 2 a.m., at all hours. GoPuff is your go-to solution for immediate, everyday needs. From a swipe and a click to a grab and a go, no matter the time, in no time flat. You can always count on us to save the day. GoPuff.
F-Top back at you, and we promise y'all when teams score big, that you win big. So from now until midnight Eastern on Sunday night, just launch your GoPuff app and enter the code WINBIG. You get $10 off your order. Yeah, $10 off your order for all new and existing customers. So hurry up. This WinBig offer ends Sunday at midnight Eastern. Use code WINBIG and get your $10 offer. Thanks to our friends at GoPuff. We're here with the Maui Esports Invitational, but the Maui Invitational has so much legacy behind it. This year, the Camping World Maui Invitational is going to start November 30th, and it's all basketball, baby. Texas versus Davidson. Indiana will take on Providence. Then we've got North Carolina against UNLV, and Stanford going up against Alabama. The action is all over ESPN2, November 30th through December 2nd. Now, we continue with our Maui Esports Invitational, game number 3 of Mizzou, Boise State.
2-0, the series lead now for the Missouri Tigers, looking to put away Boise State. They're halfway home, and Boise's got a lot of work to do. They showed signs of life. We saw a great shot out of Cosmo in game 1, but the opportunities since then have been few and far between. Missouri's just picking them off at midfield. There's another blast Crims has scored the last 4 goals for the Tigers.
Look how quick this one is. Nitravity plays that one high off the back wall. The miss on the defender, and Crims reads it and puts a incredibly powerful shot on. Missouri mean business here in game 3 as they open this one up with a bang.
Northwood put up 24 goals in 4 games against Alabama yesterday in our first quarterfinal. Our last quarterfinal is starting to take on a similar tone here. Now 11 goals in 2 games plus as Choksic tries to drop one down. It is blocked away by Ace Pocket. Cosmo downfield needs a little bit of support. That support comes in the form of Ace, trying to center, trying to throw off the defense of Crims, but he just very patiently waits. Now Cosmo will get his chance. That's thrown off to the corner, and yet again, Boise State having trouble getting the ball to the center of the field and getting an opportunity in front of the net.
Yeah, Boise State, they've been getting better over time. Whenever their defense is successful, their offense kind of starts to struggle. And I think for them, you know, kind of finding that balance in terms of being able to rotate around, give each other a little bit more space, and also punish Missouri whenever they get too far forward on offense. That's got to be the key for them. It's been tough, though, and they've been adapting as they can, but they are just on the precipice of actually being able to find some success in this series.
Cosmo's going to bring this back to his own zone. He can feel the pressure coming in from behind. Crims was looking for a couple of demolitions. Finally get one in front of the Boise net. Ace Pocket, though, with a good challenge at midfield. But that's where it is just about ended. This is what Boise State needs to do. They need guys downfield. Got to get that quick counterattack, have an outlet pass available. That's how they've been able to score. You remember that Cosmo shot back in game 1. It was a little too late for it to matter, but if they get more of that, they can certainly at least run with Mizzou. All these little plays where they're trying to set up in the offensive end, that's not working, and now they're going to get stuck in their own zone here if they don't get this ball out. They do, though. It's Baynock. His shot over one. Nitravity there in support. Boise State looking a lot better now on the offensive end.
Yeah, Boise State keeping this a 1-goal game as well while applying a little bit of offensive pressure. You see Missouri starting to adjust a little bit. They aren't as offensive heavy as they have been. You see Chox just kind of waiting in defense. And that one rolls through, and that's actually going to be an equalizer. Boise State, get on the board.
They've got to rely on these quick strikes. Chox got bumped, I think, just a little bit by Ace on that challenge. He couldn't keep control of the ball. Cosmo comes in, catches the entire Missouri defense off guard. That's what Boise State needs more of. They're back in this game. Can they get back into the series? Baynock, good job getting under one. Nitravity there. Baynock all over it. Cosmo coming on looking for the lead, but Chox has the save, and he's quickly all over that ball as well.
Boise State trying to get some control, but this is to Crims. You have to be careful with Crims on the ball. He can do a lot individually that can set up Missouri for some great offense. Chox tries to put on a shot to test that Boise State defense, and they show that they are there with the save.
Indirect for Baynock. He thought about going for that ball. Ace Pocket with a late call off, but Cosmo's right there on the doorstep, and Boise State leads for the first time in this series.
Look at that quick play. A miss comes out, and Cosmo is there in time. Missouri defense getting tested here and failing to show up. Now they got to output something on offense here, or they risk dropping this game 3.
Oh, they had a shot at that, but it's off the post. Crims tried to hit Choksic. He could not. Now Nitravity. Little indecisiveness, and Missouri starting to panic a little bit, and Baynock's going to make them pay for it.
Big goal for Baynock. Boise State building momentum over time. Ball bounces out. Look at that. Baynock barely beating out the defender there. This is big for Boise. Now they have a 2-goal cushion against Missouri with 1:14 left. They just have to hold on here.
This is still a high-octane offense on the side of the Tigers. They have that quick strike ability. Chox Throwing one across for Nitrovity, trying to set up Crims. He's got enough to chase this down, but he could not get the read for the double tap. Now Baynock was looking to control. Chalks took him off the field. Nitrovity through two, waterfall down, and Baynock is right there. Nobody else waiting, crashing the net for Mizzou, and boy, that is just a bizarre double commit. Boise State overcommitting with a 2-goal lead, and Chalks almost punished them.
Yeah, now you can see Missouri, they're looking to get a quick goal back here. Offensive pressure coming out, almost a pass mid, but blocked out. Missouri struggling here as Boise State are all over the ball. It can be a double-edged sword sometimes, but for this squad, it's working out. Maybe a chance, that's a high shot. It'll be cleared away, and I think that might be the one that gives Boise State this game.
Yeah, they should be able to close out these final 10 seconds. What a performance from Boise State. They were never going to back down from Mizzou, even though they looked like they had cold feet in game 2. They have answered back with a vengeance in this third game, pulling away late. And now, Dazarin, we have a series on our hands here in the quarters.
What an adaptation here from Boise State University. They come out and the underdogs here, and they kind of stand up here and say, we're not just going to slouch over from Missouri. A big win for them. A lot of good offense, especially from Cosmo Buster. We're going to see whether or not Missouri are stunned enough to see if they can actually respond from this stacks. But man, what a performance here from Boise.
Yeah, this is what we wanted to see out of Boise State right out of the gate. And they haven't played scared against what is a dominant team in Mizzou. And now on the other side, Dazzard, you got to look at the Missouri Tigers and wonder, do they have enough to recover from that? Now that they're not going to intimidate, they're not going to bully Boise State around, can they get back on track?
Yeah, you know, you look at Boise State in that offense, and the fact that, you know, they had a lot of good pass plays towards each other, but there were some signs of Mizzou mistakes on that back half. They're going to have to clean that up because Boise State looked like a squad that is trying to take advantage of any slight hiccups in defense, and there were some for Mizzou in Game 3.
So now that the Tigers know that this will not be any old walk in the park, how do they answer back in Game 4? Can Boise State keep this wave rolling? Not so much. Nitrovity quickly answers for the Tigers.
Mizzou, they were primed and ready to get things going. A good challenge from Chalks, but look at Nitrovity, the speed to beat the defender to the shot there. Missouri are trying to mean business here, at least trying to regain from that loss. This start is what they need.
Cosmo getting tied up with Nitro in the corner, but Nitrovity does have this all the way through into the Boise State defensive end. But nobody on that half of the field as Ace Pocket. He could have had a lot more control there, just lost possession along the side. And this turnover could be costly. Nitrovity looking for the double. Ace intercepts. Now Crims with a shot going low when Ace was thinking he'd go high, and Crims sneaks it through.
And you see the defense panicking here for Boise State, not knowing where that shot's going, and Crims finds the gap. And man, it's a low shot. It throws everyone off. Boise State panicked a little bit, and now they're the ones getting punished. Missouri with an early 2-goal lead.
Well, this is the kind of response we expected, I think, out of Mizzou. After Boise State took a game, it's like, okay, well, if you're not just going to lay down and accept this beating, then okay, we're going to just bring it even more. Here goes Crims. Over, almost a takeaway. Now Cosmo does have that to the corner, but Nitrovity takes over again for Mizzou. Crims waiting at the back. He'll take charge. Now Crims looking for Nitrovity. Not going to hit him. Ace Bucket, very aggressive at midfield. And we've seen it throughout the series, but now he's doing a better job, Daz, with his boost control. He's not making these challenges with an empty tank.
And you're seeing how that starts to help out the team as well here. But I want to look at Missouri right now again, and you know, focusing on Nitrovity here. The fact that he's been able to honestly meet a lot of these plays in the air and help set up Crims too has worked out very well for this Missouri offense. Also, the fact that they are keeping Boise on their own half is showing signs of struggle for the Boise State University.
3 minutes remain for Boise State to get back into game 4. Chalks will get this over to Crims. Nitrovity waiting all the way across. He is up and he bangs it home.
Big goal for Nitrovity here, but look at the pass to set it up. Crims off the hood, that flick, and Nitrovity with the speed has that red all day. Missouri connection comes up big, 3-goal lead for them.
Choksic scored 5 goals in the opening game. He has not scored since. Now he has. It had been all Nitrovity and Crims since the start of game 2, but finally Choksic adds his 6th.
And that's right off the kickoff. A good read, understands, okay, I can beat the guy that went for the corner boost on this play. And that reaction is perfectly well done here. Shots getting on the board. Fake kickoff play opening here for Missouri. It almost ended up working out, but a good read from Ace Pocket to cut it away. But Missouri's still up by 4 here as we approach the halfway point of the game 4.
Well, you go for that fake kickoff. Okay, in a 4-goal game, no big deal. Any other situation, you better make sure it works out. It didn't, and it almost turned into disaster for the Tigers. Ace thought about it. Instead, he'll have to defer to Mizzou as Chalks got a piece of that ball. Baynock does hit Cosmo downfield. Again, this is what we want to see out of Boise State. That's about the only way that they're going to get any kind of sustained pressure is if it starts off a quick counterattack. But nobody able to keep possession here as Nitrovity drops another back into the Boise State end. Now Cosmo coming on his way back will at least get this ball out to the corner. And Ace Pocket back downfield. They've got 1:40 to work with, and maybe one of their best opportunities here. Ball skied up there. Baynock isn't going to be able to follow. Ace Pocket is so far back because he realized Crims had a big clear, and yet another attack goes by the wayside.
Yeah, now Boise State are going to have to start over. Because again, they do look to try to get something going here on the offensive end, but a 4-goal deficit is one that is very tough to come back from in Rocket League. And you're seeing that now where all Missouri are doing are staying close to the ball, trying to boom it away from Boise State. They'd rather Boise State take it from their own half or just increase that score line as Missouri puts on more offensive pressure. We're in the final minute of gameplay, and it looks as if Boise don't have any answers.
LSU waiting for the winner of this series in our second semifinal later on tonight. They were able to deal with Utah rather easily as Cosmo got one across. Now Baynock looking to drop one down. Ace still in the play. And Cosmo was coming on and got taken out from behind, or rather Baynock did. Now a ball thrown in front as Mizzou. All they have to do now is run out this final 25 seconds and maybe run up the score just a little bit. You know Chalks is going to be looking to add to his tally.
At this point, trying to get a couple more goals, and Boise trying to get something here. But with the final 10 seconds counting down, Missouri let game 3 slip from their grasp. They don't make that same mistake here, and they shut out Boise in game 4.
So the Missouri Tigers on the hill. They're on match point after a 4-0 beating of Boise State. One more to go. Can they do it?
Well, with 4 games in the book, Missouri certainly feeling good about that one. A shutout and a strong one at that. Choksic, Crims, and Nitrovity poised to take down boys. Will it be easy? That's the question. We'll be right back to the Maui Esports Invitational.
The Maui Esports Invitational is brought to you by GoPuff, order in seconds, delivered in minutes. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Hyperx, we're all gamers. We are nations, professional esports wear. And by Asus. Visit rog.gg/PCDIY for information on PC DIY Day coming this December.
Welcome back, friends. Right now, we're in the middle of Game 4. Jumping into Game 5 here between Missouri and Boise State. Missouri has been the top card so far. Dazarin and Stacks have had the microphone, and Boise State have been looking up at Mizzou. Mizzou has been extremely dominant, and I want to bring this one out here real quick. 7 goals, that's the most that we've seen all weekend here, Daz. I mean, in general, 7 is a lot for Rocket League, but seeing them do it on this type of stage, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you know, you don't normally see 7 goals a game in a competitive Rocket League tournament. It's normally, you know, where Illinois is kind of sitting, maybe 4 at a high-scoring one, but look at that, 7-2 in the opening game. It just goes to show you how much business Missouri means in this series to start things off.
You're absolutely on the money there.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, you're absolutely on the money there, Dazzler. And Missouri had come in hot from a previous tournament. They're celebrating their victory, and I think they're looking to continue doing just that. Game number 5, Stacks, Daz, it's all you.
Yeah, this Missouri squad has been on fire all throughout the week. You knew that they and Northwood were going to put up a ton of goals. LSU as well. They played with a sub last night in their quarterfinal, but we didn't expect 7 in one game, but it worked out for the Tigers. Nitrovity looking to maybe bookend this series with blowout wins. He'll set up Chalks, and here go the Tigers.
They start off hot here, and you can see the opportunity present itself. Chalks with an open look, but still wants to put it in that top right corner, making it tough for any defender on their way back to make a save. Missouri kicked things off similar to the last game here with a strong opening goal.
That is his 7th goal by himself, by the way, in this series. Nitrovity. His shot's going to be a little bit wide, but they didn't get the clear. He's going to follow it up himself, and this is getting real ugly for Boise.
Yeah, already 2 goals here for Missouri. They might be trying to go for 8 to kind of beat their own record.
Why not? Well, they're on pace for what? About 10 more? Good grief. Something's got to change for Boise. As Nitrovity, well, that's a giveaway, and Cosmo challenging Chalks there. Now Ace Well, it's a tough read with that ball ricocheting up to the ceiling. Crims now couldn't get this ball all the way through cleanly. And Atravity just goes flying over the ball. Chalks takes over. Crims waiting way at the back. But Ace Bucket will at least get this clear for Boise. And things have at least slowed down. They haven't given up a goal in the last 20 seconds. That's got to be a small positive for Boise. But it's about the only positive they can take so far from this first minute plus.
A lot of struggling on offense for Boise. And you can see them kind of scrambling here to get to the ball. But it's not about getting to it. It's about what you do with it. And they haven't really had too much control in their touches. You see a little bit here from Cosmos. He's trying to keep it close, but that small bounce that gets away allows Chalks to push it back into Missouri or Boise's end, making it tough for them to gain control. This could be their biggest chance, but the fact that Chalks is all over the ball in that midfield leads to an opportunity. Pass comes out, but there is a stop here, making sure Missouri don't come out with 3 goals in the first half of this game.
Boise State has a sub, Tacky, who, he's got a few thousand hours in this game. He says he's really good at solving a Rubik's Cube really fast. They may need his help just solving this Missouri defense, because they have been stifling all throughout this series, only giving up the 5 goals. Granted, they did get outscored 3-1 that one game that they lost, but since then, it has been all Mizzou all the time. Chalks going up the ladder, looking to drop one down for Crims, and he did get that ball through, but Crims took his time. I don't think he fully trusted Chalks. Nitravity, no fear. His shot goes high, and now Cosmo will try to get the counterattack started, and that runs right into Chalksic.
Look at that, Chalks with another touch. Just staying on top of the ball. It'll be needed again here on the defensive end, but Crimson helps them out with that bump, throwing off Boise and slowing down their offense. Chalks goes up here, but not a lot of boost, so they'll have to turn off. Missouri also playing the clock here, as they do have a 2-goal cushion. Boise are forced to act, and as long as Missouri make it hard for them for the next minute 50, this game is all Missouri. But there may be a chance. A shot comes out from Baynock. Boise will get on the board.
Just about every goal Boise State has scored has come off a play like this. A quick interception by Cosmo. Got it right in front for Baynock, and the Missouri defense, expecting to be transitioning into offense, caught off guard. If Boise can do it again, now we got something to talk about. Baynock looking for Cosmo. The redirect's going to sail high. Ace coming on. His shot's on, but Crims makes the save.
Now Crims will control. And the demo will slow down Missouri here, but wait a second. Boise State are showing some fight in them. Have to have something here, or just one successful drive in order to keep them alive in this bracket. Minute 20 on the clock. Missouri with all the control as they push this into Boise's back wall. Oh, there's a shot. Close save. Baynock able to make sure things work here on the defense for Boise, just keeping them involved. It's a minute remaining. And Missouri, oh, they're hunting. They want one more goal-scoring opportunity, but so do Boise. This one-goal game, super fragile for either side. Missouri are looking to close things out. Boise are looking to stay alive here for one more game at least, but they have to tie things up if they want to have a chance. Maybe a play here. Baynock tries, but Nitravity is able to get there in time. Boise are trying to hold on to possession, but Missouri are on the charge.
Oh, that's a big win for Missouri there, not giving up the game-tying goal when Boise State was starting to really turn up the pressure on them. Now Crims just in clock-killing mode here. A shot on, try to put it away. Doesn't work out. Now Chalks burning more time. Precious seconds ticking away here, down to 3 seconds. Remember, the ball's got to touch down. Chalks got the save. And now can they keep it in the air? No, they can't. Missouri hangs on. Boise State came alive right at the end, Dazarin, but it wasn't enough.
Wasn't enough. Missouri end up taking this one in a dominant fashion to start off our game.
You know, I thought for a second there, I was about to go get up because I thought Boise was gonna tie it, but absolutely not. Edge of your seat type of action here. Great save from the guys on Mizzou. Missouri's a defensive team, and seeing them bring it in the defensive side of things was absolutely fun as well. 4 above 1. And that means Missouri move right on. Let's take a look at the big picture here. Northwood is going to go up against Illinois, and LSU have their opponent. It's Mizzou. Last time we saw it went in the way of Mizzou, so LSU hoping for a different type of turnaround this time around. A 5-game set here as we watched our quarterfinals come to a close. Missouri looked strong. Boise State stood up, but they couldn't stand up all the way. So Missouri won. They pushed to the semifinals, and this is what it looked like.
Our Papa John's replay as Mizzou gets by Boise State, and it started with Chalks and pretty much ended with Chalks. I mean, he was all over the place for the Mizzou Tigers, and he was almost impossible to keep up with. But Boise State battled back. Cosmo Buster and Baynock adding a couple of goals to get Boise State on the board. They just ran out of gas. Game 5 rolls around. Chalks finally entered the picture again, and it was all over. Baynock got that one late. That gave Boise State a little bit of hope, but it's too much Mizzou. It's what we expected, and eventually it all evened out for the Tigers.
Again, I know I'm repeating it over and over again, but the performance this weekend this week rather, in CRL playoffs was really, really intense, and Mizzou are continuing that train going forward. But you want to talk about a freight train, that's Northwood University. Small school, big power, and they're absolutely going to be able to bring in Illinois. They've got to make the noise here. It's going to be interesting to see if they can stand up. Northwood, a very, very strong team. I can't say it enough, but Illinois, SLK, Kookie, and V, we'll see if they have what it takes to take down Northwood right after this. F. Back with you, and we promise you when teams score big that you win big. So from now until midnight Eastern Sunday night, just launch your GoPuff app and enter the code WINBIG. You get $10 off your order. That's right, $10 off your order for all new and existing customers. So hurry, this Win Big offer ends Sunday at midnight Eastern. Use code WINBIG and get your $10 offer. Thanks to our friends at GoPuff. Beautiful Maui is where we usually have things, but right now we're all online. The Maui Esports Invitational, delivered by GoPuff, coming at you live here from all over the globe. Right now we're in day number 2, and our soup and appetizer are pushed to the side. Now it's time for the meat and potatoes. Missouri takes down Boise State, and that gives LSU an opponent in Missouri. Northwood will take on Illinois, and that's who we're going into next. As you can see, it's semifinal time, baby. Quarters are done, and this is where you need to. Northwood has looked fantastic in general. Illinois continues to make noise. Northwood University, let's break it down.
Northwood have just been that team that no one has been able to find an answer for yet, as they continue to dominate the Collegiate Rocket League space. Pirate, Bite, and Noxus have just lit things up. We saw them yesterday. 6 goals every game for 4 games as they swept through the competition. Alabama could not hold up against the squad. They look to continue that today against Illinois.
Yeah, and Illinois is going to have their hands full, but they're not a team that's going to rely on one guy to just carry them through. Spooky, SLK, and V, all very similar score lines throughout yesterday. As they were able to battle against Indiana, it was rocky at times, but they got through, and now they're in the semifinals, and every game does start 0-0. Yes, it's Northwood, but Illinois at least comes here with a fighting chance.
That's the big deal here, Stacks. When you look at it, 4-0, 4-1, 20-15, not too much separates these teams on paper. But that's why we play the game. As you said, it starts 0-0, and I like that mentality. That's absolutely the mentality that Illinois have to bring to this one, because Northwood has been the team to beat in virtually all of Collegiate Rocket League. East, West, North, South, we don't actually do that, but Northwood would probably dominate there as well. And so Illinois going up into this one, Dazarin, I mean, this has got to be everything on the field.
Yeah, this is where the roster really gets tested, right? Can you stand up to the best in the Eastern Conference that is Northwood? That's what everyone wants to ask themselves. Northwood is the team to beat. And I feel like at some point that becomes a little bit of pressure on Northwood. And maybe a slow start for them might end up being what throws them off balance.
It's possible, but I'll be honest with you. The Northwood guys seem to be the type to invite that sort of nonsense. I always shout out my man Noxus. New York got to stay with New York, and we make use of that sort of garbage. As far as it's concerned, if there's pressure, that works in our favor. So Northwood might just have enough. Stacks, real briefly, Illinois, is there something specific they've got to do to take the dub?
You go back to what Alabama, I think, had to do yesterday. It's just try to play keep away from Northwood. You've got to control possession. You've got to control the pace of the game. If it turns into a track meet and Northwood's running up and down the field, forget about it. It's over.
Well, Northwood certainly aren't going to forget about it. Illinois are going to spend the entire time remembering how they got here, tackling their opponent in the quarterfinals. But that's all over. It starts at 0-0, like you said. The semifinals of the Maui Esports Invitational starts now.
Next man up, Dazarin. That has to be the mentality for Illinois, because they're going to be in over their heads on paper. But you play the games for a reason, as FDOT said. It is Illinois on the attack to start things off. Pirates launching one downfield. He'll try to chase it himself. He can't. And that didn't quite go where Buddy was intending, but you see how far back Illinois is. They understand they've got to at least respect Northwood, but you've also got to get touches in your own end, and this is just a gimme.
Yeah, Noxus with a long clear. Someone has to get a piece of that ball to throw it off track. No one from Illinois able to get a foothold on it, and Northwood start this one off with a goal.
Knox has had 6 goals in that just dominant performance. It'll be Pirates looking to get one central again. He could not, but they don't really clear the zone convincingly, Illinois. They do get out of trouble for now, but it just seems like every time a team gets across midfield, they don't stay there very long. Knox is barely off the mark with that shot attempt as the pass is a little too far ahead of him. Now Spooky and SLK can try to get downfield, but they kind of got jammed up in the side. And double commits are going to be absolutely costly against Northwood. You don't have to play perfect, Azarin, but there are just some mistakes you cannot afford to make.
That's true, and Northwood is a team that will let you know about every single one of them in a language that only results in goals. And they've been able to do that for a lot of top teams and all over that eastern region for Collegiate Rocket League, and they look to continue to do so as offense has been pretty, or possession I should say, has been pretty one-sided. Northwood have kept the ball in Illinois' half for most of the game as they are looking to increase their scoreline.
All three of these players on the Northwood side, they've been at this for 4 years each. Blocked away by V in the corner. Spooky trying to get out of trouble. But now Pirates has Knox's downfield. He was kind of hanging around on that back wall like a spider, but it didn't result in a goal just yet. More pressure, though, coming out from the Timberwolves. Now V gets a break, but he doesn't have any boost. You can see how slowly he was going to that far boost pad, and they just got to use most of it to sprint all the way back. You cannot afford any lapses against Northwood. SLK trying to carry past Buddy. That doesn't work out. V didn't get that ball centered like he wanted to. All Spooky can do is slow down Knox's. Is it enough? It was, as SLK barely gets back to make the save.
Oh, good touch there from SLK. That's exactly what they needed. Now we're starting to see things slow down here in this game. Northwood have not been as dominant. They did open up the game with a goal here, but besides that, everything seems to have slowed down for them. Illinois has not made it easy for Northwood to get on the board, and they've kept it close. Now all Illinois needs is a good drive here to set them up for an equalizing goal, and they're right back in this game.
It is only a 1-goal lead for Northwood, but they're looking to answer. Pirates across to Buddy. The Pirates might have even threatened to double commit there, but this will be thrown away by V. Loose ball for SLK. He barely got a piece of it. It's good enough to get around midfield. They still can't get that sustained pressure on the Northwood half of the field. This could work out. Pirates. Oh, that was 2 going for Illinois. Now here's the quick counterattack, and this is why Northwood's deadly. SLK barely gets back. He makes another save up by the crossbar. Will it spring them downfield? No. Knox is with a big stop at the center line. That challenge almost works its way through, but V avoids contact and makes the save. We get down to the final minute. Illinois has a fighting chance in game 1 as they continue to hang with Northwood. Another shot.
Oh!
This one gets through.
V with the shot here. I thought this one was going off the bar. Look at the turn and the shot placement as the defense tries to make a save. Pirates can't get behind. Actually, he does, but in the wrong direction as he guides that one into the back of his net. And Illinois have made this game 1 look very interesting, tying this one up.
A bit of a wake-up call for the Northwood Timberwolves. Pop over one. Knox's has Buddy waiting. He got the read. It's dropped in the middle. Couldn't get the shot off, and V is right there for it. Now here comes Pirates. Looking for the lead. Oh, he hit Buddy with a perfect pass, but even better defense coming out from the Illini. Now Spooky. He's up, but Knox's a little bit quicker as SLK gonna have
20 seconds. Now you see more pressure coming out. We could be seeing an overtime here. This is V. Can't get it past Knox. There's 10 seconds left. Illinois on the push. Buddy will get the clear out. Could this be the push Northwood needs? That one's gonna roll, and Buddy will find it at the final seconds of the game. Northwood, what a play. You can see Pirates trying to get in front of Spooky, and Buddy with the follow-up to push that one in. And what do you know? We'll have one more kickoff, so there could be a chance here. But that was quite the goal for Northwood. They're looking to kill the ball, and that one will get away from Illinois. Northwood will take game one.
Boy, Northwood was in a fight here in game one, Dazarin, but the goal from Buddy bails them out. But I think Northwood's got a little more respect now for the Fighting Illini.
Absolutely. Northwood here, I think a lot of people familiar with Collegiate Rocket League kind of were expecting Northwood to take this one and run with it.
No matter the time, in no time flat. You can always count on us to save the day. Go Puff.
F-Top back at you, and we promise y'all when teams score big, that you win big. So from now until midnight Eastern on Sunday night, just launch your GoPuff app and enter the code WINBIG. You get $10 off your order. Yeah, $10 off your order for all new and existing customers. So hurry up. This WinBig offer ends Sunday at midnight Eastern. Use code WINBIG and get your $10 offer. Thanks to our friends at GoPuff.
Now Pirates lobbing one for Knox's. His shot's going to be sent away by Spooky, but it's second and third chance opportunities. That's where Northwood really comes to life. A missed opportunity there. It's SLK on his way downfield, and that's a brilliant play. Moving the ball across, finding a teammate in the defensive end. To go for Northwood, though, and it's a chance out for Illinois. Can they get this ball quickly to the center? No. Now V will try. SLK to make a late turn and finally has to back off. Illinois had an opportunity. They let him off the hook, and Knox's punishes yet again.
And here we go. Northwood starting to get things going. Fast break play. Knox's jumping from halfway across the field to get to that one first. Northwood, early pressure, early goal. They get things going.
Spooky for Illinois. He's not going to have enough juice to go after that ball. Didn't have the angle either. Ball that angles down in front. That is sent away, but Pirates right there. Ball got through. Knox's dropping in front. Buddy, quick read. It's going to be wide and thrown across by Spooky. Not out of the woods yet, though. Pirates sends another across, and it's a pretty basic play that works so often for Northwood. Wrap the ball around the corner, let it drop down in front, and if somebody's there, you got a shot. Pirates coming on here. Can't get there in time. Now V at SLK. Gonna try to work against Buddy, and they let that ball get away. Only for an instant, but it's enough. Another ball drops in front that Pirates throws right down the middle of the field. V is back, though. Good rotations defensively for Illinois.
Yeah, even though Northwood are trying to get these clears to buy some time, Illinois very proactive. They have to be careful, though. As you can see, Northwood trying to take advantage of that double commit. The ball will be played very nervously for Illinois in front of their own half. A shot comes out from Pirates a little high. Follow-up block. And it will be sent away. But here's Buddy on that sidewall. Full boost has Pirates in assist. But can't get around the ball. Illinois be able to move downfield for some time. And we'll see what they can do while they finally get some time here on the offensive end.
Knox's for Buddy for a 2-goal lead, and he strikes one right between the eyes.
Look at the connection here. Knox's with that read. Buddy feathers the boost to just get that right touch on the ball. That gives it that much more speed. Illinois could not read that touch in time. Northwood with a 2-goal cushion here. We still have 1:50 left in gameplay. Although, I will say it's better than game one, Stacks, but still, I think Illinois still trying to make a case for themselves, except for that clear, gets away from them, and Buddy will take advantage.
I think reality is starting to settle in. All is starting to settle itself in the universe as Northwood is running away with game two. Yes, Illinois at times, I feel like they have looked better in this game than they have the last, but it hasn't been enough. Northwood has looked even better. As Buddy throws one up there, he'll rotate out. And boost control, such a key for Northwood. Very rarely are they empty. Able to pick up the small pads, their pathing is great. Illinois, they've done okay They're loaded up right now. They could come in on the attack, but because they took so long getting downfield, Northwood had all the time in the world to get their bearings straight, able to clear another ball downfield, and do basically whatever they want to on the Illinois half of the field.
And we're in the final minute of gameplay, and it looks as if Northwood are going to continue to hold on to that 3-goal lead that they've gained. Illinois, the offense hasn't been able to produce as much, and you can start to see why. Look how on top of things Northwood are. That being said, that's a bad double commit, and B will pick up the first goal here for Illini.
They're not invincible. They are prone to making these mistakes. There's a lot of my turn offense, a lot of hero ball that comes out from this Northwood squad. Yes, they're the best, but they can be beaten. They can be scored on. Illinois came very close in game 1, played with them right until the very end. Now they're back within 2 here, maybe about to be a 3-goal lead. No, ball cleared away after a ricochet. Down to 24 seconds. SLK is all the way downfield. His redirect didn't have any power behind it at all. V does not have enough to get a piece of this ball, and Buddy is just going to make him look silly. Almost scored there, but they certainly don't need any more.
Final few seconds here, and with that clear out from Pirates, that is gonna do it. Northwood, oh Buddy will pick up one more, but
He
man,
scores at almost 0 again. I actually think
I
there's
know.
still like a half second left as this goes through. Exact same situation as last game, because of course, but Northwood about to take a 2-0 lead in this series. A lot less dramatic this time around as they got out in front early and maintained their advantage.
now Northwood are looking really good. This is kind of what we wanted to see from them. Illinois struggled a bit, and that offense just wasn't producing as much this game. They end up dropping it.
A hat trick for Buddy brings 3, Knox's adds 1, and it's 4 above Illinois' 1. Northwood University have 2 games in their pocket. They need 2 more to find themselves in the grand finals. Illinois, a couple of more strikes. We'll see if they can hit it. We'll be right back after this.
Order Papa John's and get 25% off regular menu price items. Just use code WSOE25. Welcome back to the Maui Esports Invitational delivered by GoPuff.
2 games into our first semifinal matchup. Northwood have 2 games on their side. Illinois do have to pick up some. It is a best of 7, so Northwood need a couple more if they want to find themselves in that finals. Later on tonight, we'll see LSU take on Mizzou, and that one's going to be a barn burner. We've seen a lot of 4 or 5 game sets. Expect more from Louisiana and Missouri down there, but right now with Northwood and Illinois, this one is poised to be a quick one in the favor of Northwood, although I got to check myself on that a little bit. Illinois have scored a couple of goals. We'll see if they can continue scoring goals. On the mic, Dazarin and Stacks.
There has been some fight from the Fighting Illini. It has not been enough. Northwood have answered them at every turn, including a pair of goals with, well, basically no time on the clock from Buddy that have them in the lead here. Granted, the second one, they didn't need that goal at 0, but it worked out. Knox is going for a demolition, did not get Spooky. And now Pirates look at his center, played for himself, and he made a late adjustment. I don't think he expected to even have that opportunity. Knox is now in front. He will score his 3rd goal of the series.
The Northwood pressure continues to build on. You see that pinch out? Knox is with the read, expecting that to go his way. Illinois were caught scrambling after so much offense from Northwood to kick this game off. Northwood continue to keep the train going.
Spooky challenging Buddy. Good luck. Buddy had that one read all the way. Spooky a little slow, and it looked like he had an opportunity to go after Knox's, but he might have hesitated just a little too much. V throws one up to the backboard. SLK trying to get it in front. He can't. And Spooky, oh, he had a tough time getting back. I think he messed up his half flip, and Northwood doubles their lead.
Yeah, you can see Spooky wasn't expecting that clear to go that far. Meanwhile, Pirates was betting on it. And it goes the way towards Pirates. He gets a good look at the net. All he has to do is redirect that ball in, and that's exactly what happens. Northwood getting too early here to start off game 3.
It's little mistakes, Dazarin, right? They add up in a hurry against Northwood. Now Buddy on his way back, gonna give way to Knox's. Pirates back to Knox's. Trying to keep possession for the Timberwolves, looking for a 3rd goal. Looking to really break the spirits of the Fighting Illini here. Buddy trying to get around. Just couldn't get it down in front enough for Pirates, and Northwood has to retreat. They're giving a lot of space here to Spooky and V. V's got a couple now for Illinois. I think he's got both of the goals that they have scored. They need somebody else to be able to step up, be willing to dive in, and take a chance on the offensive end in front of that Northwood net.
Northwood, meanwhile, just need to keep up the pace. We have seen this team struggle, and we've seen some cracks here in this series where Illinois have taken advantage of. And although they want to be more on that offensive end, sometimes it's hurt them because we've seen just everyone too far forward. Illinois will get a clear downfield, and then it'll be a good look for them. Now Northwood trying again, but SLK wants to take control.
You can tell that Illinois, they are trying to take that advice that we kind of gave them in the pregame. Just slow it down and don't let Northwood get 10, 11, 12 shots on you. Keep possession. Work their way downfield. Hasn't worked out, though. The speed of Northwood has just been too much. Buddy adding yet another. That's number 5 for him in this semi.
Look at this. Buddy knows that this touch from Pirates is going to come across fast, so he waits on the back wing there of the goal. Sees Pirates get the win. Open look. Easy goal for Buddy. Halfway through game 3, Northwood continue to keep up the offensive pace. It's a 3-goal game in favor of them.
And threatening to make it 4, but V will swipe this away. Needs to get that midfield boost. He did, but now he's got to get back and defend. SLK with a big stop. That's a great read. And now V has this downfield. He just misread that ball. It does kick out to Spooky. SLK, oh, he had a late turn, and we've seen that a couple times. SLK was, he was on point last night against Indiana, but this time we've seen him kind of turning around a lot. Not quite aimlessly, but a little indecisive at midfield. at every time Northwood have come rushing back to the offensive end.
Oh, that one, a quick shot on Pirates. You saw how he was looking to throw off Illinois on the defensive end, but they have been pretty firm in set so far. That one might slip by SLK. Push it into the corner. Illinois have been struggling, just not, I mean, the defense is beginning so much better because they've had so much time on their own half. But they need to go the opposite direction here. Meanwhile, Noxus will double tap that one. Beautiful shot from Noxus. Will be the fourth one for Northwood.
I mean, this is as pretty as it gets, right? Long range, he knows he's got the drop down. SLK tried to time it up, but it is so difficult to time, especially when Noxus holds all the cards. He went with the tires forward there to try and slow it down a little bit, let SLK go right by. Brilliantly executed, and a 4-0 lead for Northwood. It's not quite the 6 goals every game they put up in their quarterfinal series, but it is still a one-sided Northwood series, which has been the norm throughout the fall.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to continue unless Illinois find some type of answer here. They've struggled, but they have shown some signs of success. It just looks like this game is getting away from them. They're getting into their own heads a bit. And the mistakes are coming out. So now with the final 38 seconds, we'll see if they can at least try to figure out something that will work, that they can harness going into pretty much game 4 here. Because I don't think Northwood are dropping a 4-goal lead in 30 seconds. I say that, they do drop a goal though. SLK will pick one up for Illinois.
Well, it's good to at least see one go in because you know you have the capacity, but again, it comes with only 25 seconds left. They're going to need a miracle to make a game out of this one in game 3. But you never know. We've seen stranger things happen. 3 goals in 30 seconds is not impossible, contrary to popular belief. Spooky going to have a drive here, and it was just deflected at the point of contact, so it's off the mark. V will get one to a teammate, SLK. V coming around. Bouncer is in with 8 seconds to go.
Yeah, so they're trying to keep this one at least into the conversation. Pass out. V with the spike down. It's not the fastest. And you kind of start to think about that too, because they need every second they can get here as time is just not on their side.
So Northwood, kind of sit up straighter in your chairs a little bit here. Noxus does get the clear, and that will do it. There was a glimmer of hope for Illinois in game 3, just as there was in game 1, but Northwood prevails again.
Northwood continue to dominate. Now they are looking to close out this series. They put Illinois on match point with, I mean, look at the shot total. They were fantastic this game.
Earlier tonight, we had a hat trick. We saw a couple of people get involved. Game 3, everyone on Northwood University gets involved, puts it in the goal. One away from walking away to the finals. Illinois versus Northwood continues as soon as we come back from the break. Hey, y'all, while we have a minute, just want to shout out some more friends of ours, Hyperx, Daz Stacks. I like the headsets, you guys. We're rocking them. These are the brand new Hyperx Cloud 2 wireless headsets. They just dropped this week. Daz, we've been using them for a little while. They sent it to us early. How you feeling about them?
I love these. The Cloud 2s originally were one of my more favorite headsets, and the fact that these are wireless for up to 30 hours means that I can keep my game kind of going on the go while I got to go grab a drink or get up, and it still maintains that crisp, clear, quality sound that I love from HyperX. These are amazing.
They're real comfortable, too. I mean, I'll be honest, man. Quality is one thing, which is there, but for me, it's just about being comfortable. How about you, Stacks?
Yeah, I've always used HyperX in the past, and I've always liked that, hey, there's a really long cord in case I need to get to the PC. There's no cord here. There's nothing to get wrapped up in. There's nothing to roll my chair over or anything like that. So yeah, having these wireless, very comfortable headsets, man, I am so glad they sent these to us.
Certainly an awesome look. I mean, they feel good, they look good, and they work good. That's what's important. Make sure to follow us at Maui Esports. Use the hashtag Maui Esports as well. Get involved. Right now, we're getting back involved with the Rocket League matches. Ready, set, go. The Camping World Maui Invitational starts November 30th. Right now, we're in the world of esports, but next week will be all about basketball. You see them, you've got 8 squads lined up, and the action all over ESPN2. The Maui Invitational has been gone on for tons of years, almost 40. And Camping World Maui Invitational this year, no slouch either. Going to be just as exciting as always this year in Asheville, but just as exciting, like I said, continuing to crush it. And the esports side of things continues to crush it as well. Welcome back, friends. Tom Badger here next to Dazarin and Stacks as we continue to bring you the action. Right now, we're in between Game 3 and 4 of Northwood University versus Illinois. Northwood have done so much. But let's talk about specifically the defensive side of things, boys. Stacks, I've really enjoyed watching them just keep their opponents at a distance.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of defense in Rocket League. I think it's one of the toughest things to do. Play high-level defense consistently. Eventually, you have a game where somebody's going to break through. You're going to have those breakdowns. Not the case for Northwood. Yes, nobody scored more than 4 goals against them. It happened once, fine. It happened. But they have limited that, Dazarin, and it has been a treat to watch this team absolutely dominate the field.
Yeah, and you talk about this offense that they're able to put out. Meanwhile, while they are, limiting as many goal-scoring opportunities on them, they're able to put out shot after shot after shot on offense. I mean, almost averaging like 10 shots a game, let alone scoring. I mean, in their first years of the tournament, 6 a game. That was amazing to do. And the fact is, it's a well-rounded squad that, when put together and everyone's clicking, the offense and defense is unremarkable.
Well, right now, we're talking a lot about their defense, but this team knows how to score as well. Earlier in the weekend, we were shouting out our homies at GoPuff and saying, all right, if we see 60 goals scored, then people at home are going to go ahead and be able to grab some extra stuff. 24 of our 60 goals came from Northwood. So doing it on both ends of the court, really, really sweet stuff. Score big, win big, and that's exactly what happened. We lined them up. Northwood knocked them down. And that's what we're used to, boys. Northwood just continuing to come on and crush it. Game 4, though. This is when we see 5-game sets. Game 4 is sometimes when the guys on the lower card continue to kind of bring it here. Game 1, Illinois score 1. Game 2, Illinois score another, but they let a couple go by. Game 3, they scored 2. Game 4, they might just have a little bit more. Northwood, Illinois, Game 4, it's all you.
Collegiate Rocket League does have a national championship coming up, and boy, this Northwood team, they look like a heavy favorite going into that event as well. They score 6 seconds into Game 4, Dazarin, as Buddy opens it up again.
It's not just any goal either. You talk about Buddy opening up the score line here. That was a good double. A great follow-up, but hold on, Illinois applying some pressure. That was almost an equalizer goal here. There would have been quite the difference between what we have seen from Illinois all series long. Northwood have been a dominant force. They continue to do so. Illinois on their last legs here. They have to win this game, otherwise their tournament run ends.
Knox's thought about turning back to the goal, realized he had to go because Buddy wasn't in the play. Now he is. Knox is challenging SLK. It's a loose ball that Buddy can at least chase after. Instead, he'll settle for the consolation prize that is some boost. V did not take that boost pad in front of him. Opted to leave it for a teammate. And now it'll be Spooky trying to break out of the zone. They find themselves trailing after that goal just 6 seconds into a must-win game. I mean, you had to expect that they were coming into this game thinking, okay, we can limit them, we can, try something new, we might as well because we have nothing to lose, we can battle with these Northwood guys. They didn't expect to have a deficit 6 seconds into this game.
And now they're going to have to be playing from the back end for the rest of it. So, that start, always something important. Illinois, if they would have been able to come out with that first goal, they could have controlled the pace of game, but now they're going to be playing from the back end here. We'll see what they can do, as SLK was looking to play that challenge, but it'll get away from them.
That ball kicks straight out, and it will be over the head of V. Noxus has Pirates waiting behind him, so Pirates comes up. That ball gets through, and V gets a big clear away. That was brewing to be something real dangerous in front of the Illinois net. Didn't pan out for Northwood. They have to go back on defense, which, as we mentioned, they have been the best in the tournament. They've been the best on both ends of the field, but one's going to sneak through here. SLK ties up the game.
SLK showing some signs of life here for Illinois. Look at that shot. Slow, but just enough to get past a speedy Northwood squad. It's going to make them rethink some things as Illinois backs against the wall, trying to force another game.
Buddy pinches this deep into the Illinois end. Pirates coming from the ceiling, swinging down, and at least got the ball in front, but it's SLK. Much better boost control this time as he was able to get out of the zone. V has enough to take a shot, but from that far out, it's got to be real good and have a ton of power. Easily saved. Buddy goes around. SLK knocked him out of the play as well. Knox's with the follow-up is wide, and SLK barely clears the zone. V will hit him right back. Spooky and SLK get tangled up, and they let an opportunity go by the wayside where they had a lot going their way.
Could have been the lead for them, but now Illinois will have to try to work for something more here. Meanwhile, Northwood are looking to eliminate this pressure and get the other way really quickly. Some pressure on offense. Knox has tried to get it past the defender, but V was there. He'll end up buying Illinois some time.
Oh, V not panicking at all. Able to set up SLK, but he burned all that boost and couldn't get the ball where he wanted it. And here come the Timberwolves. Pirates looking for the dunk. Does drop it back into the corner. Spooky now against Noxus. Got around him, but that's the next man up. Buddy. Big clear by V, but there's no possession for the Illini. Another double commit. It looked like they might have even been going for a team pinch there, Dazzer, and it didn't work out. But you can see the creativity coming out from Northwood. They're not deterred at all by the fight and the battle they're getting from Illinois.
No, they aren't. They're still pushing, and they're looking for a way through. Northwood now, 1 goal apiece with a minute remaining. As Illinois, they're getting some solid clears through, and they are pushing their best foot forward here. Shocking to see this one could go either way, but Northwood on that push.
Another shot that's going to run just a little bit wide. This will get through, but Noxus is all the way back. Certainly not going to get many cheap ones against Northwood. Down to 37 seconds. V got an accidental second touch. Illinois was trying to break out of the zone quickly. This goes right down the middle, but Noxus is there yet again. Thrown in front. V looking for the lead, and he's got it!
And what a play here. Illinois off the transition. You see Noxus struggling to find that control. Gets beat out. And V, with the speed, makes Noxus look slow there on the chance. Illinois with the lead. They have to hold it for 26 seconds.
It's going to be a very long 26 seconds. But they got the ball going the right way, but V couldn't keep control. Buddy will just dump it in. Pirates looking for the tie. Beat the defender, and he scores!
Unbelievable. The response that quick from Northwood. Ball played out. Pirates goes for the shot. Catches the defense just barely off. And it's all Northwood need. 16 seconds remain. We are back tied up here as Illinois fights to stay in this tournament.
Oh, the kickoff goes right to the net, but Spooky will collect. Down to 9 seconds. Final countdown separating us from our first overtime of the day. SLK dropping one in front. This ball is not going to touch down until Northwood wants it to. Shot at 0 almost goes in, but we do go to OT.
And Northwood almost ending that in regulation. Now they want to play the overtime. Here's Illinois. They just need one more goal. This is honestly the best offense we've seen from them since the start of the series. And they're going to have to leave everything out there here. Otherwise, they risk dropping the game and the series to Northwood. This one drops. Noxus looks to pick it up. Pirates. That double tap in front. Has to be careful here. Illinois moving downfield. SLK doesn't have any boost, so Noxus will take it from him. Now Illinois struggling to recover here. Noxus tries to pass it out, but V will play it into the corner. Buddy with the drop, and Pirates will try to get around it, but can't do it. So now SLK will get that big clear out. It was a very, very dangerous opportunity, and Northwood would have almost won that if the defense was off target. Northwood are going to try again here, but Illinois will be bought some time for now as the ball lives in the midfield. It's a small shot, but an easy save.
Northwood gets this next goal. This series is over. They will be waiting in the grand finals for the winner between Mizzou and LSU. Illinois fighting for survival here in Game 4 in a series where they'd been outclassed. So is everybody else against Northwood. But Northwood, they're getting a fight out of the Fighting Illini, and why not? Here's Pirates. His shot tied this game very late after it looked like Illinois was going to walk away with it. Spooky out to midfield, met by Pirates. Noxus looking for Buddy, looking for the win, instead it's cleared away again.
That's a good read from SLK, and Northwood are going to have to be careful not to make their passes look that telegraphed because you see the cutout from Illinois.
SLK didn't get this, and it's Noxus getting the read off the backboard, and it comes down to, once again, a mistake that Northwood punishes at the worst possible time for Illinois.
And look at that. Northwood able to come through and take the series in a 4-game sweep. Illinois had a close fought series, but in the end, it was Northwood.
Fantastic stuff for a little bit there. I thought we might have more than 4 games. Not Northwood, bro. Just not Northwood tonight, man. Gonna keep on keeping on, making noise. You know, I gotta keep my eye on this Illinois team. Honestly, Stacks, we watch Rocket League all day, every day, and then some. What did you see out of here that really spoke to you?
Well, I liked how they came alive late in the series. I mean, it's very easy when you go up against a team like Northwood where you hear all about them. Northwood this, Northwood that. They're so great, yada, yada, yada. And then you come so close to getting one off them in game 1, and then it's easy for the wind to just flow right out of your sails there. But they kept fighting. They didn't back down against this dominant Northwood squad. And yeah, they almost stole a couple off them.
Well, the win was certainly in the sails of Northwood, and they set sail for the grand finals as they look strong in their semifinals. Later on, we'll see Louisiana go up against Missouri, and we'll see whoever has to go up against Northwood in the grand finals. We say goodbye to Alabama, Indiana, Utah, and Boise, and now we say goodbye to Illinois. 4 games, but it was a fun 4 games. It was a close 4 games, and it was the 4 games that Illinois always had a jump in. Like I said, for a little bit there, I thought Illinois might be able to even take a game, maybe even the set. All 4 games were exciting. This is what they looked like.
Here's our Papa John's replay here, and we see that start from Illinois, right? V with a nice goal to open things up, but then it was all Northwood. Buddy with that pretty much 0 second goal there. And then Northwood were able to take things and get the ball rolling. Game 2 rolled around, and so did Northwood. Buddy ended up scoring again, opening that score line. And although we saw a little bit of a response from Illinois, which they did show multiple times in the series, the result was all the same. Another 0 second goal there you see from Buddy, and that was the trend. And the series continued on, and Illinois started to lose their grip. But Northwood continued to impress all the way through. This one was the closest game we saw. SLK got on the board, and the Fighting Illini, like Zach said, kept fighting. But in the end, Northwood were able to dominate.
Dominate. That's a good word. That's absolutely a word that makes sense for Northwood. It makes sense out of this tournament. It makes sense here. Illinois kind of pipe up here. Sax, I want to get your last take on how Northwood might look in the finals.
Well, boy, as Illinoising as their opponent was, I think that they're going to have a much tougher battle against either LSU or Mizzou. I think both those teams out of CRL's Western Conference, they're going to be the biggest test that Northwood has faced maybe all throughout the fall, with the exception of a team like Akron.
Yeah, I got to agree there with you as well. Look at these two teams coming out together. It was a fun one. Northwood now awaiting in the finals. They don't have an opponent yet. We're going to find it. Our next semifinal, Louisiana State University against Mizzou. That one's going to be a barn burner. You're not going to want to miss it. Stay tuned for more. F. Back with you, and we promise you when teams score big that you win big. So from now until midnight Eastern Sunday night, just launch your GoPuff app and enter the code WINBIG. You get $10 off your order. That's right, $10 off your order for all new and existing customers. So hurry, this Win Big offer ends Sunday at midnight Eastern. Use code WINBIG and get your $10 offer. Thanks to our friends at GoPuff. Everything bright and sunny on the beach, and everything bright and sunny, well, at least for our winners here. The Maui Esports Invitational delivered by GoPuff continues on as we are in our second day of competition. I thought we were going to keep the fun music. I liked it, but right, it's game time. LSU, Missouri on the docket here. Our second and final semifinal of the evening. And then Northwood already locked in. They need to find an opponent. That's what we're doing here today. And we'll watch that game live Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Don't want to miss it. Northwood has been laying down their opponents. And I think whoever makes it to the grand finals to face off against them might be a little bit stronger than anyone really seen up until this point. This is how we find that opponent. LSU, Missouri. T-Bates is back on the field. Dazarin, talk to me about Louisiana.
LSU didn't have the best day one, at least up to the standards we have for them, but with T-Bates returning here to the squad in full form, I expect to see a dominant squad. This squad showed up yesterday and had a very interesting series, but I mean, it was with a lot of high moments. Low Tech was the one that really shone there, as well as Bron B, and Donnie filling in for T-Bates did solid as well. You see the pass plays coming out from that squad. I expect more of that as the Missouri gets going.
Yeah, the Mizzou Tigers, they're going to be looking for a measure of revenge against LSU here. The LSU Tigers beat Mizzou earlier on in the week, but they've been led by Chalks. 7 goals in their quarterfinal series earlier today. Boy, it is a dominant performance from Mizzou. Now they get LSU.
This one just might be the closest matchup we see all weekend. It depends on how strong these guys look as they go up against Northwood, which seems to be the dinosaur in this world. But LSU, Missouri, this one's going to be close. I would put something on the line and say it's not going to be 4. The score differential here, Missouri, yeah, they've won a couple of more games than LSU as far as the plus minus is concerned. But at the end of the day, I'm the one that looks at what goes on the field, and both these teams are turning it up to 11. F. joined here by Dazarin and Stacks one more time as we look into our semifinals one more time. I mentioned T-Bates back on the field. And what's fun is that T-Bates, kind of the star of this team, took a step out yesterday, and Bron B stood up as tall as ever, DeMar.
Yeah, and I was actually speaking to those boys afterwards today, and I think a big thing that they were talking about was the fact that Bron B plays so much better when he has that confidence. He talks about when he plays, when he's not on a big stream or a big show like this, he gets a little nervous. But if he can find as much confidence as he found in that former series, LSU are looking to probably dominate Missouri like we saw them do before in the past.
So Missouri, what I want to see out of them, I want to see them come out and set the tone against LSU, because LSU is a team, Dazarin, that plays from behind an awful lot. They start their series very slow. T-Bates being kind of the heart and soul of the squad, sure, he makes a difference. But I think Missouri, especially led by Chalksick, should have the upper hand here.
Stacks brings up heart and soul, and these players love to chirp and get loud. Trust me, that's what CRL, Collegiate Rocket League, is all about. Whether you're in the league or not, everybody likes to be getting up there and going for bragging rights. But there's more than just that on the line this weekend. Semifinals leading to grand finals, and grand finals leading to prize pools, baby. And this isn't just for you. This is for your alma mater, or I guess your current school. The winner of this weekend's tournament is going to earn some scholarship dough for their squad. And then, of course, we do have that personal stuff. Hyperx and Asus stepping up and providing all of the winners with some high-quality gear. When it comes down to it, I could tell you who's in the finals right now. It's Northwood. But I could not tell you who's going to make it out of these two. LSU and Missouri, there's history here. Missouri and LSU, they have games in the pocket already. But now, it's all over. 0-0. Shake the Etch-a-Sketch. The semifinals, LSU and Mizzou, up now.
The beasts of the East in Northwood are waiting to see who is the best out of the West, effectively, and it's Missouri that scores this off the opening kickoff.
let's be honest here, Stacks. We expect Missouri has been waiting for this matchup ever since a few days ago when they took a loss to LSU in the Western Conference playoffs. They want that revenge, and this is a rematch that is going to be very exciting to see how it plays out. They get the opening goal here, but there's still plenty more Rocket League to go.
Ron B, who had that backflip a moment ago. There's one out of Crims that will just leave this ball for Nitrovity. He's going to set up Chalks, who has the hot hand in this tournament. 27 goals so far, and he just missed out on his 28th. That would have given Missouri by these two team standards, a commanding 2-goal lead.
Here we go.
Looking for another again.
LSU on that defense. There's his T-Bates. Oh, that's a big whiff from Tyler. The shot will fall through from Chalks. Missouri, they get an opening and they take advantage.
Yeah, Chalks is not going to let you get away with that. We were talking about it with Boise State and Alabama and Illinois. You don't have to play a perfect game at this stage, but when you make those sorts of mistakes against these opponents, you get punished more often than not. T-Bates trying to lead LSU back into this game. He's going to be out of the play for a moment as Nitrovity will try to center that ball a little too high. Low tech, one to beat. Chalks on his horse trying to get back as well as Crims does break up the play. And Chalks is going to go by this, so LSU has a chance. The shot is on, but Nitrovity has the save.
Low tech with that pass out, and Bron B, ball just high here. LSU are going to get a lot of demos as they look to move downfield. I think that was the entire Missouri team. Can Bron B do something? Looking for the double, and Chalks will be able to get that stop.
Floating towards the target a little bit high. LSU, a little lucky there not to be down by 3, but they're not out of the woods just yet. Here goes Chalks. That shot's blocked away. He's camping around and just kind of waiting. Crims going to have to get back. It is over him, but off the mark.
Oh, that's
Crims,
a good challenge.
he beat 2 with that touch. And Desmond, those little challenges, throwing off LSU's flow, that can't help them at all.
No, LSU need everything they can to get things going here. Ball played off the corner, and Bron B, he goes for it. You can see the confidence in them as a teammates, but they have to understand Missouri is not like any team that they've played so far. It's going to be a very contested game here. You can see that in the midfield, where both teams struggle to find that offensive possession. They're so used to getting it easily with the other teams that they played, but this one is going to be an on-and-on battle. We're halfway through game 1. Missouri with a 2-goal lead, but for how long, as the LSU Tigers are looking to push?
Ron B did all he could just to make sure he got a piece of that ball. Didn't let it go towards the net. His touch deflected it up high. Now low tech. Got one through, but it's right there for Crims at midfield. This is dangerous. Ron B almost put that right into his own net. Crims with a drive. That one's saved away by Braun, but again, not out of the zone yet as LSU still under fire from the other Tigers. The, well, more dominant Tigers so far in this tournament.
Missouri still looking, but that's a whiff, and Nitrovity will end up trying to clean things up here. Ball off the corner. Low tech will try to look downfield as Missouri, they remain the only goal scorers so far here. LSU has failed to get anything going on offense. Minute 15 left. Ball on the blue half as LSU are looking for a way out. T-Bates will carry this one. He's going to need something big here to start that momentum train for Louisiana State. But look at that Missouri transition all the way back downfield. Not only eliminating the pressure, but scoring in transition. It's Chalks with the 3rd goal for Mizzou.
And you don't really see it there, but you may be wondering, hey, why doesn't Chalks turn in while he's on his way back and challenge that ball? Because he knows where the ball is going. He's got such a great mind for the game. He knew that he could just run up the back wall, get a piece of the ball up there, start the counterattack, and then he finishes it off on the other side. That play had Chalks' fingerprints all over it, and so does this one as Crims is going to try to set him up. His shot bouncing right into T-Bates. And Nitrovity will be back with 45 to go. Mizzou well out in front and in charge in game one.
And they look to continue that, at least for the last 30 seconds or so. And boy, have LSU awoken the beast. Mizzou are here to make a statement in this game. And boy, have they. I mean, LSU scoreless. Got 20 seconds remaining. And, well, I mean, at this point, you got to start looking towards game two here if you're LSU. What can be done to get past this Mizzou squad that refuses to quit? Tox, who doesn't have the boost to follow this up. T-Base will try to make sure the game isn't 4-0, but no matter what happens, ball will hit the ground. And the opener of this game, kind of fairly unexpected, Missouri, 3-0.
Not many teams are shutting out LSU this year. It happened here in game one as Mizzou stands tall in the opener.
Tough one here for Louisiana. Only 3 shots on goal. I think that's the biggest thing that I'm taking away from this one. Mizzou looks strong, but LSU definitely have to stand up. Choxic, Nitrovity continuing their reign of terror. We'll see if they can keep it up. F. Back with you, and we promised you when teams score big that you win big. So from now until midnight Eastern Sunday night, just launch your GoPuff app and enter the code WINBIG. You get $10 off your order. That's right, $10 off your order for all new and existing customers. So hurry, this Win Big offer ends Sunday at midnight Eastern. Use code WINBIG and get your $10 offer. Thanks to our friends at GoPuff. The Camping World Maui Invitational continues their legacy this November 30th through December 2nd. COVID might have happened, it kept us away from the islands, but it won't keep us away from the competition. This year in Asheville, Camping World brings Maui Invitational to everyone as usual. Alabama might have dropped the ball in Rocket League, but I don't think that's going to happen in basketball. ESPN2 has all the action starting November 30th. Our action starts now. LSU, Missouri, Game 2.
LSU, a rare shutout at the hands of Mizzou. Now they got to battle back, at least on the right half of the field to start things off. Remember, they gave up a goal very, very early on in game one. to the Mizzou Tigers. And threatening to give up another, but Braun B made the stop. Follow up from Nitrovity, and Missouri picks up right where they left off.
You're right. Right back at it. Another chance here. Look at all that pressure. LSU's defense stretched out, and Nitrovity finds the top corner. Missouri off to a good lead here as they get a goal in the first 30.
4 goals in the series earlier today against Boise State, and another 2 from Nitrovity against LSU. As much as we talk about Choxic, Nitrovity, even during the Collegiate Rocket League regular season and in the playoffs earlier this week, Nitrovity has been an absolute force, and he's going to be around for a while. Collegiate players better start taking notice of what Nitrovity and Crims are bringing to this Mizzou squad. Here goes Choxic, has Nitrovity flanking him to the left, but he'll have to wait, take the shot, and it's right at Low-Tech. 1-on-1, and, well, Mizzou comes up big defensively yet again.
Mizzou are looking to just, again, try to keep LSU held off on defense. LSU has had a tough time really kind of getting things going here on offense. A lot of that's been really based on Missouri and their ability to get to the ball, shut down all these transition plays. You see the pass, but you also see the block that comes through as well. T-Base tries for a shot, and still, yet again, it's Chox on the goal line, able to knock it away and buy more time for Missouri.
Big ball downfield that is blocked by Low-Tech, and the teams will play a little bit of volleyball back and forth, waiting for someone to blink, someone to make another mistake that they can capitalize on. Nitrovity battling T-Bates to the corner, and Low-Tech tried to take this smoothly out of the zone. T-Bates to the opposite corner. Braun B couldn't get a shot off as it's blocked away, and Crims will throw this downfield. He has Chox over there. Great 2-man passing play, and Crims makes it 2-0.
And you see this one develop, and it's beautiful. Crims to Chox, right back to Crims. That bounce into the shot gives it that much more speed. LSU were shocked at that transition play.
Every series so far in this top 8 has felt like a show of futility as teams have tried to battle against the favorites in every match. Right now, Mizzou, they certainly come in as the favorite, and LSU has not been able to hang with them. There's another blocked shot, but again, Nitrovity keeping the pressure on for Missouri. Around the corner, Crims will have a chance to set one up, but again, it's blocked. Choxic has Nitrovity waiting. Can he pinch it off the top? No. And it is cleared away. Braun B has got to get this ball out of the zone. He at least got by Crims, got by another. He can't get any possession. T-Bates got to scramble to get to the far post, and he barely does.
So now LSU playing a little bit more defense here, more than they would have liked to. That's a good transition into a shot. Braun B and Low-Tech finding each other. But this is where the real struggle is for this offense. Keeping the ball on the orange half of the field. Trying to set up more offensive opportunities. Possession has been moving left and right. And Missouri, honestly, has been on the best end of it all. They still keep that 2-goal lead as they pass it out back into LSU's half. And look to create more offense, but we'll have to start over as that one rolls past them.
Missouri lighting up the scoreboard at times in this tournament. That is kind of not the norm. It hasn't been their style until very, very recently. You go back and look at the matches they played throughout the regular collegiate season, they were not a scoring machine by any stretch. They averaged a shade under 2 goals a game. They are well over that so far for this tournament. T-Bates, look at the center here, try to get his team back into this game against Missouri. But nothing doing. Yet again, another ball thrown deep into the LSU end that has to be intercepted. Now a double commit comes out, but they still manage to get a quality shot off. It runs just a little bit wide. Braun B will try to take over, and T-Bates just jumped right in front of him.
Braun B was at a boost, so I think he just communicated that and let T-Bates have that one as he tried to move forward with it. Now Missouri will take that double commit and use it as an opportunity to move downfield. 30 seconds left. Nitrovity on the ball. That's going to be a demo. Nitrati has enough boost to at least try to play this, but he wants to keep it close to force a challenge. Again, slowing things down for Missouri only benefits them so much more. 15 seconds remain, and LSU still have not been able to get on the board.
They haven't had many shots. Like, this is going to go in, and it's going to give him a chance with 7 seconds. And just kind of scratch your head and laugh after, you know, almost a full 10 minutes of not being able to get on the board. That little mistake by Chucks is how LSU finally scores. But now they've got to scramble to get another one with only 7 to work with. Low Tech is going to have to go back for boost. Give up the battle to try and win the war, but Chucks likely to put it away. It's good enough. Missouri takes game 2.
What a win for Missouri. I mean, it seems pretty standard here, and it's a little concerning for LSU. They haven't been able to put on any consistent offense here against Missouri, and it's been punishing, and Missouri's just been punishing them all season.
Louisiana here, at least they make some noise. They get 1 goal on the board, something they weren't able to do last time around. But Mizzou, the steam still seems to be in the engine. Can anybody stop them? We'll find out right after the break.
Order Papa John's and get 25% off regular menu price items. Just use code WSOE25. You are watching the Maui Esports Invitational delivered by GoPuff.
Welcome back, folks. If you're just joining us, welcome back. And we're in the middle of LSU versus Missouri. Missouri 2 games above Louisiana, and it's surprising if you've been following Collegiate Rocket League. Louisiana historically has been a very, very strong team. Mizzou, no slouch themselves, but LSU, they make a statement. They're usually pretty loud about making said statement. But recently, just this past week, Mizzou has come out like a bat out of hell and absolutely crushing it. The winner of this one will go on to face Northwood, and that's on Sunday on ESPN2, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't want to miss it. But we got to set the table for it. And right now, Mizzou are lining up to chow down. Look at how they've been doing so far, Dazarin. I mean, I got to keep pointing at our man, Choxic. He's looked fantastic. Absolutely the leader this team needs.
On the offense and defensive end, Chox has been able to step up. He's made some pretty good close saves here, but again, leading scorer here for Missouri and wants to continue to keep up that pace. I think LSU's biggest problem is going to be dealing with him over the course of this series, as once he gets going, he seems to amp up the rest of the team, and they follow suit very well.
That's kind of what we expect out of the, like we said, the junior, couple of freshmen on the team here, Stacks. What sticks out the most to you?
What sticks out the most to me is that he's got freshmen around him, and still they look like a well-oiled machine. You would expect that players that haven't been in the CRL scene for that long would be struggling when you get to the big stage and you're kind of under the spotlight. No, they thrive under that pressure. Nitrovity has been outstanding. Crims has been phenomenal. Yeah, Choxic is great. He's got 9 goals today. But it has been Crims and Nitrovity that have set him up for a few of those, and their play is just a treat to watch.
It absolutely is. It's a 7-game set, and 2 games are down. If Missouri has their way, this is the halfway point. I'm not sure, though. Chef T-Bates on the field. Let's see if he and LSU can cook up a win.
Well, they've got to score early, I think, in this game, because again, Dazzler, we talk so much about LSU getting off to slow starts. They can't afford to keep doing that against Mizzou, but they did start slow against Missouri last time they played them, and then clutched up in the end. I believe it was winning 4 straight games to take that series. Nitrovity bouncing one across, nobody's home, and T-Bates will bring it to his own corner, trying to start LSU anew here in Game 3, a game that just mentally you feel like they absolutely must win.
Yeah, and as much as, some of us know T-Bates, he's definitely a motor mouth on and off the field. And I think that with all the time that they have here in between games, he's got to be talking to these boys, just telling them, okay, let's try to build things up, bounce back, clean up the rotation, and look for some passes in transition. You see one with low tech to T-Bates now, and it gives LSU some chances here to set up offense.
Right now, LSU, Missouri. Low Tech going to take a shot for the right side, but get locked out there. We'll get Daz and Stacks back in a moment. It's your boy F. Dot here on the mic. And LSU and Missouri kind of bringing us a lot of the action here. As we see T-Bates' teammates keep Missouri out of the way. Ball hovering above. Brondby looked for the shot. Would have been a bad angle, but yellow out ultimately makes it walk away. Choxic now taking it downfield, stuck in the corner. Teammates don't have a redirect. And so T-Bates will meet everybody here in the middle one more time. Chox gets the ball taken away. And I'll step aside. Dazarin and Stacks continue with the broadcast.
And Nitrovity looking to drop one through the middle of the field, try to get out of trouble here as LSU. They're finally keeping up with Missouri. They got back into that game very late at the end of Game 2. They're not getting blown out here. They're not giving up cheap goals. A shot whistles just wide. Low Tech was ready for it if it did sneak inside the post. This is the best defense we've seen out of LSU so far in this series.
Yeah, they've definitely stopped the bleeding here so far. Missouri haven't been able to get on the board. It's been 0-0 for the first half of Game 3. Missouri looking to see if they can create some chances. But look at this. T-Bates has some time, looking to play the challenge in front. Brondby was looking to see if he could steal some boosts and throw off the defense from Missouri, but they're calm, cool, and collected as they clear things downfield.
Low Tech and Chox both battling along the side. Chalks avoids some contact, and Braun B has to come in and take over. Out of the corner, trying to get the ball centered. Just that basic play is not going to work against Mizzou. That ball's got to get well out in front, and then you run the risk of somebody jumping the pass. Here goes Nitrovity. Choxic, quick turn as he had to react very quickly. Made the save, but Missouri still under fire at the hands of LSU. Braun B back for that midfield boost. He'll turn on this. Got the ball for himself. His shot is going to go wide. They got the demolition on Choxic, Dazarin. That's what they're looking for. Take the leading scorer off the field. Take the leading defender off the field as well, but it hasn't resulted in a shot going in.
That being said, Missouri were under a lot of pressure here, and this is a good sign for LSU. The fact that they're able to actually output things on that orange half will come up big later if they get more opportunities. But now Missouri looking to change the pace as they push downfield. You see a shot come out, and it does get saved away. But with the final minute, this could be a one-goal game here, Stacks. I wouldn't be surprised with the way these two teams have been playing.
This is what we expected probably for all 7 games when we saw this matchup could be a possibility. It has been anything but up until now. T-Bates laterally for Low-Tech, and he was trying to take his time, but Choxic came in on support. T-Bates trying to run interference, doesn't work out. Now they got to rush back. It is Low-Tech barely making the save as he lands on the backboard, and got to have that over top of Chox. He does, but then gets taken off the field. Nitrovity with 20 seconds left. Missouri locked in a fight with LSU, trying to steal one at the end of regulation, down to 13 seconds. As Chox will take this to the skies, he missed completely, so Crims has to come in and save the day. T-Bates' shot is denied. 3 seconds separate us from OT. Choxic blocked by Low-Tech, and we're going to go to sudden death, scoreless.
Now look at this, 0-0 heading into overtime, and the next goal is gonna take game 3. This one has been a deadlock so far with both teams trading shot opportunities, but no one able to find the back of the net just yet.
Braun B with T-Bates waiting behind him, so Bates isn't gonna have a lot of boost, but it may not matter. Braun B trying to set it up for T-Bates. They both went and it worked out. This never happens.
Look at that, Braun B with control, T-Bates playing it close. The defense doesn't know who's going for the ball, and it's almost as if they are in sync with the flick. Gets it past, and LSU are gonna take this game.
Missouri had to be seeing double as LSU came down the field, but Braun B gets the Tigers on the board.
Braun B was the hero yesterday when T-Bates stepped aside, and now when T-Bates and the guys can't get anything going, Braun B certainly can. Missouri gets their 2-game run stopped, and Louisiana notched one up on the board here. We're 3 games in. Louisiana State owns 2 of them, but not all. This one's a series. LSU and Mizzou continue after the jump.
At 2 p.m., at 2 a.m., at all hours. GoPuff is your go-to solution for immediate, everyday needs. From a swipe and a click to a grab and a go, no matter the time, in no time flat. You can always count on us to save the day. GoPuff.
F-Top back at you, and we promise y'all when teams score big, that you win big. So from now until midnight Eastern on Sunday night, just launch your GoPuff app and enter the code WINBIG. You get $10 off your order. Yeah, $10 off your order for all new and existing customers. So hurry up. This WinBig offer ends Sunday at midnight Eastern. Use code WINBIG and get your $10 offer. Thanks to our friends at GoPuff. Hello, what's good, and welcome back to the Maui Esports Invitational delivered by GoPuff. We're in Game 3 of our second semifinal, LSU versus Mizzou. Dazzard and Stacks are on the mic, these teams are on the field, and action is ready to go.
Missouri shut out after keeping LSU locked out for a good 9 minutes plus to start off this series. So LSU gets a game back. And this is similar to when they met earlier on in the week. As Missouri finds themselves under fire yet again, LSU looking to pick up where they left off with that double commit that turned into a goal somehow for the Tigers. T-Bates, his shot. Oh, what a block by Choxic. A quick reaction, and now Crim's going to take his time going downfield as Missouri looks to get back on the winning side against LSU.
Keep an eye on the boost meters here over the course of this game, as a lot of teams are moving downfield and trying to either bump players out the way, steal some boost to see if they can starve or slow down a team in order to, again, keep that offensive pressure going. LSU seemed to have harnessed that a little bit, and I think it was a kind of a key factor in them taking Game 3, but it's 0-0 in Game 4.
Skied up right at midfield, and Braun-B had to make a late adjustment to go after that. Popped up for T-Bates, looking for the lead. No, Nitrovity a little slow, and Low-Tech gives LSU the lead.
And there it is. The Tigers are starting to find their form. T-Bates with a clean beat. And look at the speed from Low-Tech to put that one down for LSU.
LSU starting to get it rolling late in the series, and it's practically their motto at this point, better late than never. Low-Tech with another drive. That's going to be well wide, but actually kept kind of close to in front. Chalks had to get on his horse to get to that ball in a hurry. And now Mizzou trying to work downfield very quickly. Nitrovity for Chalks. It's open, and he ties the game.
You still got to watch out for Chalks. He's got that high hand, and he is showing you about it every time he gets a chance to take the shot. Has a whole net to shoot at, but gets it in that top corner to equalize for Mizzou.
His third goal of this series, his 10th on the day, after he had 7 in the quarterfinal win against Boise State. T-Bates with a shot right down the middle, easily stopped by Nitrovity. And another one thrown just at the net, more ambitious than anything. Man advantage for Mizzou. Nitrovity sets it up. Here comes Crims. No, the shot is blocked away. And Nitrovity is quickly onto it again, not letting LSU off the hook. Crims to center again. Chalks is up, looking to score again, and it's denied by T-Bates.
And LSU will be able to get this at least to midfield for now. But man, was that a lot of pressure for Missouri. Game equalized here once again. We are approaching that halfway point. And these two teams have traded goals and so much more in between. The possession has been the big thing that's been moving around.
Braun-B had his flip and tried to use it to get by a defender. Could not. Low-Tech floats one right at Nitrovity. And he does not give up any kind of a juicy rebound. That's close, though. Scrim's got one right to Nitrovity. Nitro over one. Now he's got T-Bates to work on.
This one clear straight down. Pick up here. Will be sent over to the side. Nitrovity will try to grab this one. There's Choxo off the ceiling and almost found the top corner. Follow-up chance blocked out again. And it'll be cleared away. Now Chalks taking this one off on the sidewall. Crims tries to pick it up. Look at all this pressure you're seeing from Missouri. This could be something that gives them the lead. Looking for a pass to Chalks. LSU double commit in order to make sure this game still stays 1-1. It's a minute 30 left here. Low-Tech looking for the low shot, but Nitrovity able to keep things firm here for Missouri. So now Missouri here. Oh, they're taking their time, trying to see if they have an option. There's one. Pass off the back wall. Follow up on the demo, but the shot is off. Could have been the chance for Missouri to take the lead, but the shooting was not there in that department. And with a minute left, they keep trying. Still haven't found the back of the net. LSU are getting smothered in their own half. Do they have what it takes to clear it out? As another pass comes in, Low-Tech will block the shot from Nitravity and keep this one still in their half. What a performance defensively from LSU. They've been able to just hold on an onslaught of offense from Missouri, as Missouri still haven't been able to buy themselves a goal here out of an insane offensive press.
After that demolition about a minute ago, I'm surprised that Missouri is not in front. It is absolutely stunning that this game is still tied. Choxic in the corner. That's not where he wanted to do with the ball. Crims now laterally out, looking for a teammate to take over. Nobody does. It's T-Bates throwing one up high. Oh, they almost double commit, but good communication. Nitravity calls him off. Nitravity blocked by Low-Tech. We got another overtime looming here, but T-Bates may have other plans, and Choxic would rather just go to golden goal territory.
Overtime looming after all that pressure Missouri were able to put on. You know it's got to be something that they're thinking about, right? They haven't been able to score. Lots of chances there. It could be getting in their heads. Meanwhile, LSU are happy to break out. They start this one off here with that offensive possession. But as this one will continue on, you'll see Missouri try to battle back here. It's going to be which defense cracks first. LSU's been good so far, and it continues to hold on as Bromby makes a save.
Race to the ball, won initially by T-Bates, but it's Missouri with possession. T-Bates, big save. Low-Tech's in a race now against Nitravity.
Oh,
and Low-Tech airmailed it off the crossbar, and now they got to get back. But Missouri can't break out of the zone. Oh, this game should be over. It may still be, but Nitravity's blocked.
Low-Tech quickly. You see someone miss an open look like that, you think it gets in their head, and if it did for Low-Tech, he wouldn't have been able to make that stop. The fact that he can shake it off, then immediately transition back to defense just shows you how much LSU are keeping a cool, calm, collected game. That being said, they got to get this ball out of their zone quickly. Otherwise, Missouri, they're going to try to start looking for opportunities to shoot again, and we know how deadly Chox is behind the ball.
Nitravity trying to set him up. Ball off the backboard, and this is just going to bounce right through from Crims. So now to be Chox with a good win off the side. Nitravity put one high and wide. And now Chox, he's going to set one up for Crims. Boy, it's just setup after setup. Eventually, the defense has to break down, but the finishing touch from Mizzou was just a little bit wide again. Both teams have had their chances, and they've missed either high or wide from the mark. T-Bates now will try to settle things down for LSU, and he can't clear the zone. Neither can Bromby. Mizzou will bring another one in. It's Low-Tech to the corner. He's going to get met by Chox. And T-Bates, now he can finally slow it down, and Mizzou might get possession again, but LSU gets a much-needed breath of fresh air in their own zone.
And now Bromby with this one on the hood. He was able to do it in overtime for LSU last game. It might be Low-Tech, though, with the floater. Missouri playing things very patiently, but so is LSU as they are looking for a way through the defense. That's a long bomb, and T-Bates able to make the save on the goal line. Missouri trying to turn things around quickly, and the chance is coming, but just off the mark once again. We're still tied up as overtime continues on.
And there are no periods to overtime. You just go till somebody scores. It may be Missouri here. Throwing up to the backboard, Low-Tech. Trying to track this, but so was Crims. Looking to drop it in front for Nitravity for the win, and it bounces through.
Nitravity comes up big here. You can see the pass from Crims, but this shot, the placement right behind the defense. It's a big goal for Mizzou, and it puts this series on match point.
Match point for the Mizzou Tigers after 19 shots. Wow.
Missouri really tried there. Louisiana, fantastic defense. T-Bates with 6 denials. Ultimately in overtime, Missouri gets it done. 3 in their pocket, 1 away from going up against Northwood in the grand finals. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this. F. Back with you, and we promise you when teams score big that you win big. So from now until midnight Eastern Sunday night, just launch your GoPuff app and enter the code WINBIG. You get $10 off your order. That's right, $10 off your order for all new and existing customers. So hurry, this Win Big offer ends Sunday at midnight Eastern. Use code WINBIG and get your $10 offer. Thanks to our friends at GoPuff.
The Maui Esports Invitational has been brought to you by GoPuff, order in seconds, delivered in minutes. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. And by Hyperx, we're all gamers.
Welcome back, homies. We're here in the middle of our second semifinal. Our finals looming on the horizon. Northwood sitting pretty there, waiting. They've had a clean bill of health all the way through. LSU took down Utah. Missouri took down Boise. And now Missouri lined up to take down LSU. The finals, Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern, ESPN2. You don't want to miss it. Northwood's not gonna. It's up to LSU to make sure they're not gonna, but Missouri stands in their way.
Missouri is one win away from Sunday's grand final, but LSU has other plans. What a stop by Chalks, catching up to Bromby, who surely must have thought he had a freebie.
He did. You could see that carry come around, and Bromby, it looked like we were seeing a goal here in the first few seconds. But alas, Missouri's defense holding firm. You can tell those stacks. Missouri is looking to close this series out. I expect a lot of high-powered offense from them in this game. LSU are trying to hold on, but you can see signs of the struggle as the games have been played. LSU had a good chance in the last one, but again, just let it slip through their fingers.
Missouri is a team that I feel like they're built for moments like this. They're built for kind of long sustained runs. When the matches matter the most, that's when they play at their best. Regular season league play, they're good, they're okay, but in the clutch, when it's elimination time, not many teams in the collegiate landscape can match the Mizzou Tigers. LSU has only been able to do so once here in these first 4 games. Now they're in a must-win situation against the team that has been dubbed the best in the West. Low-Tech given away to Chalks. Back and forth they go. Almost like fighters just kind of feeling each other out here. Throwing jabs back and forth. Waiting for someone to flinch. Low-Tech doesn't have anybody to support him downfield. And this should be an easy clear for Chalks and friends here. He's trying to go over Bromby, but he met him up by the ceiling.
Now Nitro with the clear, looking for that double. We'll get it. There's the follow-up from Crims, but blocked away. Missouri, being chased here is Chalks, but Chalks able to hold on firm. Look at that team play. They're able to immediately boom the ball back downfield, put it on LSU's half, and force them to work on defense. And that's what you want to see from this squad. That's what they kind of do best in a way. Just immediately become deadly as they move down.
Ron B in a tough spot. He's run out of boost. But LSU keeps the ball out of center for now. T-Bates, he didn't get a piece of that. It's free real estate as Crims gives Missouri the lead.
Look at that. It starts with Chalks, right? The flick over. T-Bates forced to react. And Crims there to clean up as LSU scrambles to find their footing. Now Missouri start things off here at the halfway point of the game with a 1-goal lead. It's been a low-scoring affair here in this series, and that might be the one here that gives Missouri the win. But LSU might have something to say about it.
LSU has not been able to score more than 1 goal in any game in this series. 1 was enough in the overtime they won in Game 3, but it was a war. Ron B. Beaten out by Crims, Nitrovity, and Chalks, all coming up. And now they all have to scramble back, with the exception, of course, of Chalks. Because Chalks is never really out of position. He is always where he intends to be. And everybody else just kind of has to work around that. And the difference with Chalks and most other players that have that mentality, he isn't overly selfish. And that's why this Mizzou squad performs so well.
Oh, there might be a chance for
Except
LSU.
now.
Bromby!
Oh, no.
Oh, Lotech will follow it up. There's the cleanup. LSU will be able to strike back, at least making this one close. Oh, man, that was a little scary after Bromby missed that one.
Man, it was almost like Game 3 all over again, right? The couple of misses that LSU had, and you thought, oh no, Missouri's going to get a break the other way. Didn't work out. LSU does tie the game. Minute 25 separate us from OT. What a tense overtime it would be. It's going to be a tense final minute plus as well. Chalks, 1 to beat, but he couldn't keep possession of the ball, so it'll be low tech as LSU tries to break out of the zone in formation. T-Bates all the way across, but Ron B was not there, and I think T-Bates expected him to be.
He's here now, at least trying to buy LSU some time as the final minute approaches. LSU wanted that offensive possession, but that clear is going to give a lot of room to Missouri. You can see Chalks playing that challenge so well. And again, Missouri are going to get even more time on the blue half as they look to see if they can take the lead. It's still a tough affair as LSU are trying to hold on.
40 seconds. It's Mizzou and Nitrovity on the attack. Crims, he did not turn on that ball. He recognized he needed to get back. And he doesn't have much boost to work with. He's going to be forced into a tough spot. Nitrovity over towards Chalks. This could work out okay for Missouri as Chalks makes another stop at the corner. Another demolition, however, as Low Tech takes one off the field. But it's getting a little sloppy here in the final 30. Now down to 10 seconds. Low Tech trying to go through. T-Bates hasn't scored yet and is still denied. Oh my goodness, T-Bates had a chance to force Game 6, and instead they're not out of it yet. He was! T-Bates just kept it off the ground.
Look at this catch on the hood. Keeps it close. Everybody else playing it high, and he gets just enough speed behind it to keep it up. And LSU will take the game in overtime.
LSU has not won one in regulation, but they've got 2 clutch goals from Bromby and from T-Bates, and they stay alive to force Game 6. So LSU gonna force a 6th game here, Dazarin, and now the momentum does start to kind of creep in their favor, right? Because Mizzou, sure, they had a chance to close out the Tigers. They didn't. And now LSU can ride that momentum, perhaps, especially for T-Bates, emotional player as he is.
Yeah, that's big. Definitely big for LSU. It kind of keeps them in the conversation. And now they're looking to see if they can force a Game 7. But Mizzou are definitely going to be looking to see if they can fight back on now and try to shake it off. It's a quick transition in the game. No breaks. We're going straight underway here as LSU stay alive. Missouri are looking to see if they can end the series.
As deep as any series has gone in this top 8. Saving the best for last here in our semifinal round. Nitrovity has that one pinball around. Choxic couldn't get that through the corner. Crims will try to set up Nitrovity. Crims has been very quiet in this series. Had a couple early goals, but not much since then. He did have a goal last game. This is thrown high, and everybody just a little too far back. Chalk's trying to delay, and T-Bait's taken off the field. But now it's Low-Tech coming on. Got the pass across, but no shot comes out. More demolition zone. I think that's been the key to LSU's success over the past 7 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah, the demos have been thrown off Missouri. They haven't been able to kind of shake that yet. But LSU, I mean, you got to talk about the ability for them to perform when the pressure is on. And we saw signs of that, at least a glimpse in the last game. With this momentum shift, they're going to have to continue to keep up that pace as Missouri are looking to get on the board.
Boy, Nitrovity, he is up for so many jump balls in such a hurry. He has tremendous instincts. He knows when to challenge, when to back off. More often than not, he opts to challenge. Crims will set this up for Chalks. This will work out nicely. Flip reset.
Oh.
Got the shot off, and T-Bates made the save.
Good defense there to stop the flip reset. Sometimes it's a hard ball to read. And that's exactly what Chalks was trying to do, but the defense from LSU holding on right now. Missouri still with that possession, but LSU will finally be able to get some space.
Oh, Low-Tech trying to finesse his way through the zone. He was all by himself, and that's been a theme for Low-Tech. He's been trying to make a lot of solo plays. He's been forced to at times as well. Here's Chalks. Does not have his flip this time. Nitrovity on the follow-up, and great defensive rotations from Braun B and the LSU team in general. It's Chalks, though, on the other side. Can they get downfield? No. T-Bates keeping the pressure on. Low-Tech looking for the lead. They got the bump, and LSU's in front again.
And look at this, Low-Tech continuing where LSU left off here. He's been a big playmaker, whether it's assists or shots. This time, T-Bates will be the front man to get the bump in net. And LSU start things off with the lead.
Just under 2.5 is Missouri gonna be starting to sweat it out a little bit here. Low-Tech looking to add to the lead. Another demolition, but this time Nitrovity made the stop, point blank range. Another ball thrown up to the backboard. Braun B backs off, so Low-Tech can take the shot, but now Braun and T-Bates have to get back, and that demolition will certainly help matters a little bit. Braun B has all the time in the world to at least delay and give his teammates time to get in position and start this counterattack that T-Bate's going to try to finish, and Choxic makes another save.
Low-Tech off the corner. Will be cleared downfield for Missouri. This team has not had that many quality offensive chances so far this game. They've been struggling to hold on to possession, and LSU have been clearing this ball all the way to the back wall almost every time. For them, they got to slow things down, get behind the ball, and honestly find each other in transition like we're starting to see them do now.
T-Bates goes way up to meet Nitrovity, but they're not out of it yet. Choxic to tie, and he does! The captain comes through!
Look at that. T-Bates thought he had that one under control, but there's the pressure, and there's Chalks. He has that shooting percentage for a reason, Stacks, and he shows it with that goal.
It is his fourth to tie Low-Tech for the series lead. And Braun B runs right into Low-Tech. This could be disastrous. Choxic up high, follow up from Nitrovity. Pinballs around and in.
Look at the challenge for Nitrovity. That's so big for Mizzou, especially with the demo coming out. Defense was left all over the place, and Nitrovity wins the challenge, and Missouri are now winning this game. If they can keep the lead for 1:11, then this is going to be the series.
It goes back to that little friendly fire collision at midfield on the part of LSU. They never recovered. They never got back into position. T-Bates was close, And then he just, well, unfortunately, frankly, he got unlucky. He just had the ball bounce off him right back into Nitrovity. It's a bad break for LSU, but they kind of created their own bad luck. Now they got to battle back with 45 seconds. Need to get possession away from Chalks and from Crims. This needs to be a big booming clear. Low Tech way downfield. I don't think Nitrovity knew he was there. He finally was smartened up to it a little late. Braun B, back wall, and another big clear from Mizzou.
Now LSU in the final 30 seconds trying to conjure up a goal. They are running out of time. Ball is on their back wall. This is always the tough part here. But if anyone can do it with no time on the clock, it's the LSU Tigers.
Two of the most clutch teams we've got in CRL's Western Conference coming right down to the wire. LSU's got to go the length of the field without this ball touching the ground. T-Bates trying to keep it up for Braun B. Got this out, but it's going to be Low Tech racing. He will keep it in the air. All Mizzou has to do is down this. Spike it down. No time on the clock. Crims, one more touch needed, and he's got it. The Missouri Tigers have a date with Northwood on Sunday.
Excellent work for Missouri. LSU tried to fight back, but Missouri held strong, and they take this series.
Not only do they take this series, guys, but they go ahead and they move forward to the grand finals. That's going to be on Sunday, and Missouri certainly earned it. They took down Boise, they took down LSU, and now they're staged to look at Northwood. Northwood hasn't had a problem. Yesterday, today, ain't no thing. 4-0 all the way through. I don't think that's going to be the case in the finals. Going to be an uphill battle for whoever is going up against Northwood, but I don't think that they're guaranteed here. Daz, Stacks, great cast, last licks, short thoughts here. Dazarin, how strong is Missouri?
I mean, they're the best of the West, and they're going to play the best in the East. Honestly, I'm more excited for this matchup to see who's really the most dominant team in Collegiate Rocket League.
Great answer here. Stacks, your thoughts?
I think this could be a preview of the Collegiate Rocket League National Championship coming up in a couple of months. I think both these teams are going to be right there in the mix when all is said and done.
It's going to be an interesting one for sure. I keep talking about it. I want to bring it up one more time. Missouri is not the numero uno team that people think traditionally. When we looked at the CRL regional championships, they lost in the first round and they made their way up through the lower bracket. Then they beat upset after upset after upset. Now, upset again against LSU. They find themselves in the finals. Who knows? There might be another upset on the horizon. Northwood is the Titan. They are the Goliath. They're out of Michigan, but are they out of gas? We'll see if Missouri has enough gas to take them down. It's all happening Sunday, live ESPN2. You don't want to miss it at all. We'll see you then for the conclusion of the Maui Esports Invitational.